Represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
You're listening
to Joey Clark.
Joey Clark.
It's Joey Clark.
There are those that think I'm a very stable genius.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. Thank God for another beautiful day. Hopefully it'll be a beautiful show, and Montgomery needs a new mayor. Troy Carrico kicking off things with me. Eddie Bader will be here before too long, but how you doing today, Troy?
Outstanding. Happy Friday. Well,
yeah, good to have you here, and there's so many different directions we could go in today. You ever seen the movie Thank You for Smoking?
no, I have not.
It's probably 15, 20 years old at this point, but it's the guy who, I can't remember the actor's name, but he ends up being Harvey Dent and Two-Face in The Dark Knight. That actor.
Okay.
And he plays a guy named Nick Naylor, who is a top-flight, home run hitting, banging your girlfriend and your wife at the same time, just top-flight lobbyist for Big Tobacco. So he's just like really good at what he does. And he sits down for lunch with the guy who runs cover for ATF and firearms and somebody else who runs cover for alcohol. And, they're lobbyists. And so they're always finding the angles of how to essentially sell their products, even when they know they've been caught with maybe smoking ain't that good for you or drinking ain't that good for you. Mm-hmm. And, in that movie, it shows those lobbyists as like rock stars, heroes, like really good at what they do. But occasionally what you find in real life is not some good looking guy who knows how to talk his way out of anything. You need to watch that movie, by the way. It starts off like it's a Maury talk show sort of setting. And it's Nick Naylor on the end, and he's representing Big Tobacco. Sure. And the person against him, working for a certain senator from Vermont, has brought a boy with no hair because he's going through chemo, cancer boy, and try to defend this Nick Naylor, and he does. He does. I think the argument was, look, we want him to be alive as possible so he can keep buying cigarettes and smoking them. This is what we want. We don't want him to die.
Yeah.
But occasionally in real life, what you find is these folks for hire in the lobbying world are not as slick as a Hollywood movie. And some of them are. But most of the time, they're just kind of bought and paid for robots, bought and paid for just ideologues. They don't know how to defend themselves when they actually go up against somebody.
Well, what's funny is, as you mentioned this, and I say this halfway jokingly to you.
Yes.
But Dino's is that's like the Bush League. That's where the Bush League lobbyists hang out at.
Oh, Dino's, yeah.
No, I'm just saying you see them. You see the regular faces.
Well, and then you see the fancy ones at Chuck's.
Yeah, well, you do that too.
Yeah.
But this is Bush League down here compared to D.C.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and the thing is, when I lived in D.C., I'd go to lunch when I was working in Chinatown at the Corps of Engineers, or if I was on K Street at the Mint, I would go and there was this really nice place I'd go to, and I'd see them over in the private rooms, and they're over there just whining and dining. And
nice.
They're buying loyalty, man. They're buying loyalty.
You can buy loyalty. I mean, and they really can talk to anybody and sell anything. And especially when you're not like one of these backroom whining and dining types, which, if you go to 23 Court Cigar, you might run into some of those.
No, you do. And what's funny is I just use that sparingly, the name, just to say they're here, they're around us. And the thing about it is, I can't help but shake it that some of them are just complete misfits. They don't fit into normal, but they're really. Let me ask you this, Joey: if you're really that good, like Nick Naylor, do you lack a conscience? Do you lack a soul?
That's a big part of that movie.
Yeah,
and essentially, he says everybody's got to pay a mortgage. That's his basic answer. It's a cliche thing how he's got because he's so good.
Yeah.
And what happens? They cast Katie Holmes as some good-looking reporter, and he sleeps with her. And after sleeping with her, he tells her everything,
Oh,
as men tend to
confesses,
do
he
after
confesses.
a good time.
Yeah.
And
She
so
takes him to task, I
has a
guess.
whole profile that just takes him down, and part of that is just called paying the mortgage.
Of course.
And I think there are a lot of people in this world. Yeah, it's a good movie. I think it's a fun, very funny movie.
I'll check it out. I will check it
And
out.
very cynical, very good take, interesting take on some of the political world. But I think in general, there is this element today of, well, I'm just doing my job. I'm just following my role, staying in my lane.
Yeah.
Like I got to pay my mortgage. I got kids. Like I'm over 40. I got to pay for all sorts of stuff. People are relying on me. Don't come to me with your moral melodrama and try to pull at my conscience. I got a job to do here. And I think there are a lot of people, especially in the political world, who feel that way.
Well, if someone says that to me in that field, I'd say, "What ye sow, ye reap thrice."
Indeed. And I say all this because a lot of different ways we could go today. Supreme Court rulings this week are huge. Trump's approval ratings in Rasmussen are up to 46%.
Yeah.
That's the highest point in 2 months.
Yep.
For Rasmussen, you could think it's lower or think it's higher, but if you're just looking at the same poll, he's back up.
Yep.
Iran threw like 3 attack drones at some ships. Trump even commented on it, saying, obviously this violates a ceasefire, but you got to wonder, like, who was the guy that launched those? You know what I mean?
You know, they're trying to portray it, and it's funny. I saw a very deep dive on the lack of command and control right now in the IRGC and in the theocracy. Oh, it was that guy over in over there in Malad. But we had no control. Well,
We also have James Carville saying, "I refuse to be a party to a party. I refuse to be in a party that denies Israel should exist. I quit. I'm done." Well, you're almost done based on actuarial table, James.
Put a fork in him.
Anyway, Usha Vance dropping receipts on New York Times quote-unquote reporter who whines about the MAGA baby boom.
Really?
Yeah, like Caroline Levitt and Usha and all these beautiful young women,
good for them.
they're having children.
Yeah,
How
imagine.
dare they?
That doesn't play into their narrative, Joey. They want women to be professionals and not raise
And it
families.
really is funny too, where they're like, and all these they just want white babies. I'm like, Usha's white?
We need more.
Usha is literally her name.
Usha,
And she better not be white. If it's a white woman with the name Usha, there's a lot of baggage there.
but that's sort of like Kamala being black, right? I think she's Pacific Islander.
I forgot about that moment
Do
in
you remember all that
24.
crap?
No, but the moment in 24 where Trump is at like a black reporters forum. And he goes, I don't, and all of a sudden she became black. She was Jamaican Indian as long as I knew. And then all of a sudden she became black. And folks like, he's done. See, he stepped in it. He's done. Like he said, they're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. He's done.
In Springfield. I was just in
Right.
Springfield, Ohio, and I'm happy to report our nephew says no cats were eaten there, but they were eating some geese up there. Some of the Jamaicans were.
We also have WNBA has suspended a player for hitting Caitlin Clark in the throat.
That seems to be the thuggish
Yeah.
answer from the black women that are getting their ass kicked.
Big black lesbians don't like Caitlin Clark, and I don't understand it. Now, I think the WNBA is largely a joke. It's its own little thing, and I think there are some people in that world who want to keep it that way. They don't want it to be like, this corn-fed white girl from Iowa becoming the next Tiger Woods of women's basketball.
Do you remember when they threw dildos on the floor?
I do remember
That was fun. That was
It
fun.
was fun, but now I look back on it
The
and
guy
I go,
drove all the way from Ohio.
what are you
Dayton,
going
Ohio
to
to
explain
do it.
that to a child, Like,
What is that, mommy? That's a massage toy.
But so there's all this stuff. But also what's going on is some political theater up in Washington, D.C.
Say it ain't so.
And the committee setting. Now, some people do the theater better than others. And that brings us back to why I brought up thank you for smoking and stuff.
Okay.
Sometimes you've got these lobbyists who are just slick. They can talk their way out of anything. They can defend any indefensible position. Defending the undefendable is what some of these folks do. But sometimes the person who is slick, who can corner somebody and hold them, pin them to the mat and pummel them, ground and pound, is amazing with verbal skill, is a member of Congress.
Oh.
And so what we have here is a fellow, you've probably recognized him. He's a good-looking fellow with slick back hair from the state of Texas. Brandon Gill.
Yep, I know he is.
And he took to task a lobbyist she said, well, actually, I'm an activist. I'm not a lobbyist because I work for a nonprofit and I'm trying to help make sure people get, Now, it kind of sounds like lobbyist to me, but.
Hiding.
Right. No, I advocate for the needy. Okay. All right. So, people got to get their SNAP benefits.
Sure.
So how is it that all of a sudden we've gone from a world where you're taking food from poor people and you're just the mean, bad Republicans to where Brandon Gill pulls some verbal jujitsu here, where all of a sudden you realize, oh, this ain't about helping people at all. This is about getting paid.
Yeah.
Let's listen in.
SNAP dollars be spent on sodas?
The purpose of the SNAPS program is to provide families to have food and beverages.
Should
That
it be
means
spent on sugary sodas?
I am happy to talk about hunger and nutrition, but not dictate what Americans should or should not eat or
And Brandon Gill is talking to Miss Plata Nino.
Yeah.
may have access to.
I'm asking if tax dollars should be used to pay for sodas.
Taxpayers' money should be utilized to ensure that individuals have access to the food that they need to
play that
survive or may be accessible to them.
Do they need sugary sodas to survive?
Some of them do, who do have low blood issues, who may
Is that
have,
right?
who have kidney issues.
You think
yes,
they need
others.
Coca-Cola to survive? Do you think that's the most appropriate use of our tax dollars?
I am not a physician, but medical records and expertise.
You were
do show
just
that in
citing
some
the
circumstances
health
they do.
needs, apparently, of the American people. So do the American people need Coca-Cola to survive?
I did not say that. I said that.
I'm asking you.
beverages.
I'm giving you the opportunity to say yes or no.
I will not answer for individuals and their choices.
You think that there are some Americans who need Coca-Cola to survive? Is that your testimony?
I am happy to talk about the food and
You don't-
nutrition
you just don't
needs
know.
that individuals have.
You just don't know. I think most people can rationally say that you don't need Coca-Cola to survive. Wouldn't you agree?
I agree that we have a hunger crisis and that we need to address it, but ensuring that individuals have the food resource that they need.
Got it. And one of those is sugary Coca-Cola. What does SNAP stand for?
It's a supplemental nutrition assistance program.
Mm-hmm. What's nutritional about Coca-Cola?
I am not a nutritionist. I am a food security expert in ensuring that individuals have the food resources that they need.
This is a common sense question. All of these have been common sense questions. I'm just asking you, is there nutritional value to sugary sodas?
Calories.
It's a yes or no question.
I am not an expert. I would have to look at the dietary guidelines.
You're not an
and look at everything.
expert. I don't think that there's nutritional value to sugary sodas. I think most people in this room would agree with that assessment. But you have no opinion?
I'm here to talk about the food needs and the hunger crisis that individuals here in America are facing.
Now, before we keep going with this, it's kind of amazing because she would claim I'm not a lobbyist. And she even wouldn't even cop to the activist label I gave her earlier. Did you hear what she said? She's a food security expert. She's an expert. And then in the very next sentence, in the very next answer to a question, she said, I'm not an expert. And you notice Brandon Gill keeps his frame.
Oh, he does.
Like
No,
he
he's
is
very-
not.
he's
He
not
knows
getting flustered. Yeah.
He's the one controlling the flow of the conversation, and she seems very uncomfortable. But this isn't about. I mean, I think he makes a pretty common sense point that, like, if you're gonna have government give money to people to make sure they don't go hungry, perhaps it should be limited to what can be purchased because there's a lot of stuff that.
It's what RFK.
It's really bad
It's what
for people.
RFK's been saying.
Yeah.
It's what RFK's been saying. Let's spend our money on nutritious stuff, not on junk.
Right.
But the thing is this, Joey, go into any convenience store. There's a little sign. We take SNAP. All that junk that's in there.
Oh, yeah. Now, he's not done, though, because, again, she's a food security expert. She's not a lobbyist. She's not an activist. She's an expert. But Brandon Gill, digs a little
I
deeper.
thought he might call her out, though, and say you're just a mercenary.
Let's see how Miss Plata Nino.
Baby plane.
That ideologically dug in that you want our tax dollars paying for sugary sodas, that you will not in a straightforward way admit that sugary sodas are not healthful for the American people?
I think that focusing on soda when people are going hungry.
We spend a
is an
lot of our
issue.
tax dollars are spent on soda. That's why I'm asking about it.
We have
And
no,
you appear to be so ideologically dug in that you won't answer a simple question that that's not an appropriate use of our tax dollars and that does not in fact make the American people more healthy.
I won't answer because there's no data sort of proving that.
Do you need data to determine whether drinking soda is healthy?
I think
I'm
facts
sorry,
are-
it's a serious question. Is there some, do you believe that perhaps drinking sodas every day is healthy?
The worst health outcome is hunger. When the individuals don't have the
Do you
resources.
satiate hunger with Coca-Cola?
I did not say that.
But you said that the worst health outcome is hunger, and I'm asking you about sugary sodas.
And I'm focusing on the nutrition needs and making sure that children have the resources.
Is your
that they-
organization funded by soft drink makers?
I am not in charge of development, but no.
It's not, okay. Is your organization funded by organizations that make money from food stamps? Do organizations who profit off of food stamps fund your organization or businesses?
I mean, I can't comment to that. Happy to talk about the resources that need it.
Does General Mills fund your organization?
I don't have access to that information.
I do, it's right here. They do fund your organization. Do they profit off of food stamps?
Retailers are the major beneficiaries.
Do you think that
of
that's a
the program.
conflict of interest?
That's where EBT dollars are utilized.
Yes, and they're profiting off of your advocacy. Do you think that that's a conflict of interest? I think most people think that's a conflict of interest. I know you don't want to answer.
Wow.
Club it, baby. First seals, baby.
Yeah, that was a murder. Wow.
See how rehearsed she was, just to
Oh, yeah.
stay the course. But
No,
he
and she's
walked her
usually
into
pretty
it.
good at what she does.
No,
But
sure
like he is
He walked her right into the
excellent.
trap. Yeah, he's good.
Now it means you got to be a little bit of a jerk, but he is excellent.
I like the way he asked it. Do you think that is that a good use of our dollars?
Right.
He's like real
Very low key. Yeah.
Yeah, like I want to say, hey,
No, that guy's
he's good.
he's a rising
I've
star.
seen him before. He's
Definitely
good.
a rising star. He's making a name for himself.
Yep.
He'll be somewhere someday. Because you got to keep in mind, folks, you know, all those years ago when Lindsey Graham said,
It's not just about sex.
Lindsey Graham was a member of the House of Representatives.
Yes, he was.
And he was talking about Bill Clinton. It's not just about sex.
Bill Clinton was the first black president.
Yeah, he played
Remember when he
saxophone
said,
on
remember
our
they
city.
said that? When he
Right.
said that? He goes, I was the first black president.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Oh, gosh. Those were the good old days, Joey, when we could laugh over things. Now it's pretty serious.
Yeah. Now, ever since Rickles died, it's all kind of crap.
That's true.
So I saw that and was like,
That was
that
good.
is remarkable. Like you can actually probably teach a class,
That was a
at
master
least
class.
one or two classes on why did that work?
Master class in the rules of interrogation or
How did he win? How did she lose? You could do a whole series on that. Because, I mean, my main takeaway is how that guy holds his frame
I like it.
and doesn't get off, doesn't allow the person he's pinning down to go down different tangents or redirect and stuff. He just constantly brings it back to the
So
point.
school of thought that the school of practice that he uses in his interrogation techniques, so there's several different ones I've been trained on.
Yeah.
This is, we know all. I know everything.
Very
I've got
confident.
it right here. And I'm going to give you a chance to recant, but we know everything. We know what you're doing. Listen, I'm going to tell you something. When I had my stepdaughters, when one of them, I would bring them into the room. I go, look, I'm here to help you. I know that there's something happened tonight. I want to prep your mother on it before it happens. Oh, well, I didn't mean to. She bought the cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? It's like that comes right out.
And you had no idea
No,
she had
no,
bought
no.
the cigarettes,
It's called
right.
We Know All.
But we
And
know
when
everything.
you have that approach.
Right.
But I'm here to help you. And, he's trying to walk her through, but she walked into his trap. So
That was apparently one of my uncle's pickup lines in high school. He walked up to someone and he goes, know what you did? And I don't appreciate it. Anyway, bye.
Very good.
And walk away.
Which uncle was this?
My dad's older brother.
Is the one that's a liberal?
No, he ain't liberal. He's more.
You talk about your uncles. I don't know which one. What would you describe him as?
I don't know. He introduced me to a lot of music. I'll put it that
Very
way.
cool.
A lot of
cool.
Steely Dan.
Very cool.
A lot of 70s stuff that maybe folks that were engaged. I don't know. He's not a hippie exactly.
No.
I don't know. He was a kicker for Jeff Davis when he was here. He was quite good at it.
He's not a boomer. He's not a boomer.
No, he's definitely a boomer.
Okay, but he's not in that the boomers that you malay all the time.
I would say he's cool.
He's a cool boomer.
He's
Okay.
cool. Very smart, too.
Where's he live?
I think on Lake Martin.
Okay, he's living the dream, baby.
Yeah. But no, I always remember him saying that line. I've never used it, but that's
I know
that's
what
not
you did.
I know what you did, and it's not even that mean. It's like, look, I know what you did. I know what you said. And I don't appreciate it, and then walk
Well,
off.
let's be honest. All of us have a conscience, and we think about, man, I did that wrong. What's he talking? What does he?
Right.
What does he know? Did
Right.
he know I did? Oh my God!
Yeah, just a little bit of an accusatory tone
That's how it
even can get
works.
somebody to spill the
It
beans.
works. It works.
Are there other techniques you'd like to teach me in this moment?
There is another one that we could do, and that's the inverse to it. We know nothing, and you appeal to. Okay, so
Oh
and-
no, this is my favorite one to do.
Like we appeal to people. Well, yeah, because this is what you do. I'm Socrates. I know nothing.
Yes.
I know nothing. Please teach me. Show me. You're so smart. Make it go. Show me how it
And
works.
by the way, if you honestly go into, I know nothing. I'm just kind of spitballing here. I'm speculating. I don't have any inside info. So you
People
can
will
play
tell
that
you.
game honestly.
People, yes, you can.
Oh,
And
it's fun.
Listen, and what it does is it gives the interrogee, the person that's being interrogated, the opportunity to take control of the conversation, and they will tell you things indirectly and in the way they're telling you. There's
Right.
many ways we do it. Yeah. So I think I told you this story. I think your listeners will like this. When I first got to Abu Ghraib prison with DIA, our office was there, though I worked outside the wire a lot. There was a room, and it had a two-way mirror. And Abu Ghraib prison was used by the Iraqi Fedayeen and the secret police and all that, and they tortured. There was rooms with just wires hanging down where they would
God.
shock people. That's where demons. I've seen demons.
Yeah, I
All
believe.
So one day we go in. And the guy I'm backfilling grabs me. I'm bringing my duffels in, and he's like, "Come on!" He goes, we got to go." He goes, "Normally we get you checked in, but I want you to come see something going on." So we go down this hall, go into another hall, go into this tower, and we go into this room. And in the room that I'm looking at, I'm behind the two-way mirror, is two dudes in olive drab green uniform with no insignia, no national flag. I don't know who they are, but they're definitely of Arab descent. And there's a dude, and he's taped to a chair, sitting there, and they're interrogating him. This guy, and I speak modern Syro-Arabic, he's hurling insults at him like, blah, 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 just chewing him out. And there's a plate or a tray with a towel over it, and there's like a silver knife. And then there's a gas can, like a 2.5 gallon gas can with a clear 1/4 inch hose and a pump on it. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? And Terry, the guy goes, just watch, this is good. He goes, this is called the Tunisian method. And these are two Tunisian guys, and they were members of our coalition of the willing. They're interrogating, and you can tell the guy's just hurling insults. One guy has a very trim mustache. He stands up, gets behind the dude, grabs the can, inserts a tube. They open his mouth, inserts a tube. Now he's like duct taped to the chair. They tape his head up like this and leave just a little where he can breathe like this. And he's got the tube in his mouth.
Yeah.
But we don't know. I don't know what's in the gas can yet.
Right.
Well, they start pumping, and this black viscous material comes out. It was raw sewage.
My
raw
God.
sewage, Arabic raw sewage, which I've told you what it did to my feet when I was in Basra. And they pumping it. And listen, I don't know if you've ever seen bile, but it's a very
I know what you're
interesting
talking
thing.
about, yeah.
It's a viscous, almost a
green.
metallic purple and green. It's coming out of him, and they're pumping. Now, they open the tape up, and he's still like, he's just cursing. They take the towel off the thing. They cut a piece of pork. They dice it up, and they put it into the jug, and they shake it. And they're getting ready to pump him again. And he's like, no. I'll talk. You got to realize the insurgents were very uneducated. They believed to touch pork or even eat pork would send them to hell. All right, no, whether it was willing or not. And listen, in a minute, he started saying everything. And then a medic would come in, pump him full of antibiotics, clean him up, put him in a cell. He'd call Red Cross. I've been tortured. We don't see any marks on you. What are you talking about?
Definitely was torture.
And guess what? It
Because this is why the Tunisians were
so
doing
listen,
it too.
listen, it was the best intel we ever got. I had a satellite phone. I called my boss back in at Fort Gordon. I said, hey, boss, I just let you know I got in. Not sure whether I should report this or not, but I think what I witnessed was definitely inhumane and torture. He goes, oh, you're talking about the Tunisian method? He goes, yeah. He goes, don't worry about it. He goes, that's them. We got the best intel out of them.
No
Look,
wonder you
always
saw
gotta get
demons in that place, because that was just you describing that. That's pretty horrifying.
That's that's called the Tunisian way.
Yeah.
It worked though. We got the best intel. Everything was good.
Anyway, when you think being grilled by a congressman's
Could you
bad.
imagine raw sewage?
No, I can't. This is why I'm like,
I
this
would
is,
catch. Okay, I'll tell you. What do you want to know?
this is disturbing.
Oh, I just thought I'd share it with you, dear listener.
Sign of the cross here for a second. My goodness.
Let's pray.
Oh, yeah, please. I need some protection here. Let's hit a break.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm fine.
This is Friday. It's Fun Friday.
It's just that I forget sometimes the things you've seen,
Lou Elizondo,
and I don't know half of them.
Lou Elizondo was there with me.
So we'll be right back, folks. More stories after that.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Hey, y'all, Lewis at the Capital Oyster Bar over here on that beautiful Alabama River, cooking up that fresh seafood for you. You know, we rent out pontoon boats. All you need is a driver's license and a credit card. We got an RV park down here. You can come down here and stay with us a little while. We got a nice bathhouse and a laundry down here, so we can take care of all your needs. And let's talk about some oysters, y'all. We're getting some oysters from Apalachicola, Florida. You know, most of my oysters are farm raised from Alabama, but Alabama shut down, and this is the first time in 15 years that we've been getting oysters from Apalachicola. So come on by, we'll shuck you some. We can throw them in the steamer and make you some oysters Rockefeller, or just cook them however you like them. We got the fried oysters, fried shrimp. Check it all out at CapitalOysterBar.com, or go to our Facebook page. You'll see a menu on there, and we got, like I say, a fryer, a steamer, and a grill. So we got something I know you're gonna like. There's no show this weekend, and as a matter of fact, this is the end of the show for a few weeks because we're shutting down next week. That's right, our annual vacation coming up July the 4th. But we'll be here this week, and we'll feed you some good seafood. Come on down here hungry, bring your crew with you.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Volatility remains the watchword on Wall Street, fueled at least in part by instability among chip makers and other companies heavily invested in artificial intelligence. In today's early going, Micron fell 5%, Intel was down 3.6%, Broadcom and Qualcomm both retreated close to 2%. Oil prices drifted even lower, hovering around levels leading up to the U.S. and Israel's war with Iran. U.S. benchmark crude lost $1.62 to $70.30 per barrel. The growing likelihood of interest rate hikes later in the year because of rising inflation has helped deflate the massive run-up in AI-related stocks in recent days, as traders worry that the higher rates could hamper economic growth. And it is a similar story overseas, in Asia, where technology stocks have also seen wild swings in recent days. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Mr. Electric of Montgomery. Mr. Electric, we've got the power to make things better. Visit MrElectric.com.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Air conditioners will be working overtime over the next few days. Can't wait to see the power bill. High temperature today in the lower 90s, lots of sunshine. Heat index near 100. Muggy tonight. Overnight low temperature down to about 73. Rain chances over the next few days, very low, not zero, but 20% or less each day. Saturday's high 93, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday, Tuesday. Heat index near the 105 danger range. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Life's a beach with an ASE loan financing the fun you deserve. It's your summer, your way. ASE has the funds. Apply online or at any of our 9 locations.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
Federally insured by NCUA.
On FM, on your smartphone, and online, the River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader in the studio here, as is Troy Carrico. That's your camera, man. That's just all over. Tilt it down. Here we go. And then a little bit that way. No, there you go.
I feel like I'm Linda, somebody's hand right now. My hair, I gotta get a haircut.
What was that?
I said, I feel like I'm some lady named Linda with this hair. I need to get a haircut here.
Linda, your hair's not that long.
Not long. It's like a bob.
Yeah, you do gotta have the
okay.
The
like
woman of a certain age bob.
Deal?
Yeah.
Got a little bouffant thing.
The grandma.
Kind of going that way.
Get some
Right.
blue hair.
Yeah.
You think that type of grandma's coming back?
Blue hair?
Because right now I've noticed, especially with the boomers, they try to stay sexy for as long as they can.
Hey, I used to
and
mock
like
that,
it
but at
used to be.
57, yeah.
Yeah, but it used to be the grandmas would just go with the bob and like I'm not worrying about my hair or all this stuff pretty early.
You're right, but I got to be honest. I don't like that. I want the sexy grandma. I'm the grandpa. I want the sexy grandma.
Yeah, that's more disturbing. That story he just told me. All right.
What?
I don't want to hear it. I don't want
to hear yet. Joey.
I'd rather hear a story about raw sewage torture than you talking about sexy grandma.
Oh,
gross.
Grandma smells like baby powder.
I'm going to spit up bile if you don't shut up. Let's go to John from Wetumpka.
Hey, good afternoon. How you guys doing?
Pretty good, John. How you doing, bud?
Good, good. Just wanted to weigh in on a topic that was mentioned earlier, food insecurity.
Yeah.
That particular topic is one that I deal with occasionally, being involved in agriculture. And the problem that we have with that, for one thing, it has such a wide range of what it means.
Right.
In some instances, it means that they really don't have enough to eat. And then in some instances, it's, I'm not seeing what I want to eat, like my children used to do when they go to the refrigerator. It was full of stuff, and they said, "There's nothing to eat."
Right.
You know, that kind of thing. So it's hard. And when I look at our students, I look at a lot of them as far as being in education and seeing them all the time, most of them don't look like they have a problem with getting enough food.
Why, they're fat?
Yeah.
Well, you said that. I didn't.
Okay.
They're physically
But we have
challenged. Yeah.
We have a lot more of that now than we've ever had in the history of our country.
Yep.
Oh yeah, and it's
By far,
actually
it's not even
it's
close.
fat people and it's sadly fat kids that are also malnourished because the stuff they're eating's not great. And so I think you hit the nail on the head. That's why I chuckled when you said food insecurity, because it's meant so many different broad ways. If we could narrow it down to really actually it's showing folks here's a better way to eat. And here's the access to it, you know, and of course there are folks who are poor, and this is why we have the support programs. But should that be for, you know, Coca-Cola like Brandon Gill is talking about? I don't know.
Sugary soda.
I do know this. Ever since Mrs. Obama got her nose into the lunchroom, it's really gone downhill.
Interesting.
I mean, kids have always fussed about the lunchroom, but they have, in many instances, and the people I'm not blaming the people at the lunchroom because they don't have a choice on what they give them that meets the standards the criteria that they're going by. But, yeah, I'm glad I don't have to eat there anymore on a regular basis.
We had an old school cafeteria for a while at St. Bede, and then by the time I got to Catholic High, it was like they had farmed it out to Chick-fil-A Day and Taco Bell Day. And,
great.
We call that Entrepreneurship Day, Joey. Yes, those are good for the restaurants.
we call that we don't have to run a kitchen anymore.
Yeah, and keep the health department out of our business day. Yeah.
And that's kind of that's what a lot of places have gone to now. Not just in the private sector, the schools, a lot of schools around have done that too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But it's just reminded me, for some reason, those bought in bulk, mass-produced Taco Bell tacos just tasted different than when you go to through the drive-thru.
Definitely, yeah.
I guess it's the ambiance, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know. Makes you think of it that way. But I wanted to weigh in on that. And I don't ever want, and I don't think any reasonable people want any kid to go without food.
Right.
We don't want that. But there's so much corruption in all those programs, and many instances the funds and the products don't get to where they need to go, and there's that's what's so disturbing about it. Most people are willing to they don't want kids to go hungry.
Right.
But they also don't want absolute corruption and the junk like the lady was talking about.
Yeah.
And she was a lobbyist.
Right.
1,000%.
I'm a food security expert. It's like, but, and by the way, I'm looking at here, this is directly from the website for the U.S. Department of Agriculture. The national payment error rate for fiscal year 2025 in the SNAP program is 10.62%, far surpassing the congressional threshold of 6%. Like we were building into the fact we're probably about 6% of some fraud, but we're over 10%, almost 11.
Yes.
And, you know, the biggest expenditure for the Department of Agriculture is that program, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no
That's
doubt.
why it's always put in the Farm Bill.
Yep.
And by the way, that
they wanna-
10% represents about $10 billion.
Yeah. So that's where we are with this thing, and that's why the government does a whole lot of things it doesn't do very well.
Yep.
So you guys have a great weekend.
Appreciate you, John.
Great call. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health. And y'all know some men who don't seem like they're men anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like something changes. And it's not an obvious thing. They still look like, John still looks like John, talks like John, but there's something off about him.
Yeah.
John takes snaps at 2:30 every day.
Right.
Yeah, he used to never do that.
It's like after I eat a sandwich, I just get sleepy.
Yep.
John is like not getting up and doing things around the house as much anymore.
Yep.
John is, he doesn't like to talk about it, but he has no libido to speak of.
None. Yeah.
Yeah, and just lacks confidence across the board. So you're like, well, John, there's a solution. Montgomery Men's Health.
Exactly.
Powered by Men's Pro. They've been helping men out here in Montgomery and the surrounding areas for years now. And especially if you have something like low testosterone, that can create all sorts of problems at once, just that one issue as the underlying driver. And so get by there, get tested. It's just a quick blood draw, and they'll do a consultation with you, and they can help you out. They've got a whole menu of options and treatments there that could work specifically for you, or it could be there's something more acute like ED or PE, or maybe you're worried about size. They even have things for that.
Peptides too.
Yeah, the peptides are great.
I know you like them.
Yeah, they've got, I believe, Samorlin and NAD+.
And don't be buying. Listen, that stuff that's unrestricted on the internet, that you don't know what you're getting. You get Chinese chemicals in there. You might want to go there and get your peptides.
You got to be careful with that stuff. So instead, it's great. You can actually do an online subscription, but you go pick up your stuff at Montgomery Men's Health. You can do a consultation with the people there in person. Yes, it is quality controlled and tested. Really great stuff. Especially if you just want that extra edge, the peptide game is the way to go. So if you're interested, gentlemen, and you should be if you're feeling like crap, you can feel better. Just make an appointment today at 440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. And be sure to tell them Joey that fell on the radio sent you. Do we care that the star of Supergirl keeps saying woke crap?
No,
I don't care.
But does she still have her little negligee thing on with the cape? In that Supergirl?
It's called a superhero outfit.
Yeah, whatever.
Negligee.
French
all of a sudden?
No, Fredericks of Hollywood. He's thinking about there. That's with the little puffy shoes and little.
Whenever I see
on 'em.
girls in that kind of thing, I always think they're thinking that they're a superhero. So,
okay.
Yeah. Not bad. Didn't mean to.
Hollywood's been marginalized. No one cares what they have to say. No one cares what they
If I go and hang out at the lake and I find some Supergirl negligee like in one of your rooms, I'm going to be very upset.
I got wigs and all that kind of stuff, so don't forget that.
No, seriously, you put a wig on this guy? Say like a red one?
I've seen him.
Couldn't he pass as somebody's Aunt Deborah?
There's no doubt.
Aunt Linda?
I'd have to sniff his chest and say, baby powder and hibiscus. Ooh, it's wet.
Get some Vapor's Vic rub on there.
So we have a little more political theater in the committee room.
All right.
This is a shorter clip, only 30 seconds. And this is Mark Wayne Mullen.
Yep.
What was he? Was he a SEAL?
No,
or
he was at special ops. I think he was
special ops. Yeah,
he was special ops. I think I want to say he was a SEAL or he was a UDT underwater diver, but he also did mixed martial arts.
Oh, yeah, don't want to mess with him. Well, and
she got a gun.
And he is talking to Rosa Delora, the woman with the purple hair.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that lady.
You hate her?
I can't stand her. That's Gargamel.
It's a strong word.
That is straight up Gargamel.
Well, let's listen to Gargamel. And I think he gets mad that the former special ops MMA fighter points his finger. Let's watch.
Yeah.
3,900 children were separated from their families.
450,000 kids were lost during the Biden
Mr.
administration.
Secretary,
You didn't say a word
Mr.
about
Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't point your finger at me.
I will point my finger
Don't
at
be a
you.
hypocrite then. Then you be as you should be as upset about the
I
450,000
am
kids that
upset.
were lost. You didn't say a word about it. For 4 years, you never said a word.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you put him in his place for
Don't yell at
You
me.
should be put in your place.
Put him in his
Oh, my goodness.
I love this guy. He don't take no snot.
There's no reason not to.
Y'all bunch of
There's no reason to take that crap, man.
Yeah, that escalated quickly, though, just in 20 seconds.
3,900
got blue hair.
children were separated from their families.
450,000 kids were lost during the Biden
Mr.
administration. You
Secretary,
didn't say a word
Mr.
about it.
Secretary, do not interrupt.
Don't you point your finger at me.
I
Don't be a
will point
hypocrite.
my finger
Don't be a
at
hypocrite
you.
then. Then you be as
3,900
you should be as upset about the 450,000
I am
kids that
upset.
were lost. You didn't say a word about it. For 4 years, you never said a word.
Mr. Secretary.
Could you put him in his place for
Don't yell at
You
me.
should
I'm
be
the
put in
good
your place.
From
Don't yell at me, he said.
From watching Brian Dawson's podcast a lot here lately, that kind of reminds me of Brian Dawson.
Just a
It
bit.
just you just give it right back. All the energy you give him gives it right back.
And you know that fancy gala we went to, the Albert Patterson
Oh, yes,
dinner?
yes.
Yeah.
They've announced that for this year, Coach Tupperville will be the keynote.
That'd be nice.
Tickets now available.
Governor. It'll be Governor Tupper.
What?
Nice. Nothing. I got nothing.
What?
When is it going to be?
I don't know off the top of my head.
All right.
Probably
September.
the
I
fall.
got that week in September in
No,
Jamaica.
it's
Don't
not
forget about
Probably,
that.
probably after that.
Okay,
It
good.
is. It's
Whenever it was like.
It was like right after Christmas. It was like January, right? February.
This time, could y'all leave and let me have a night in the museum there? Because there is some
We
cool
talked to some-
vehicles there, man.
So we met
That
the
is-
security guard, the chief of security,
Yeah.
because Robin lost one of her earrings, and then we went back there and that evening, and he's like, "Yeah, come on." And there's nobody there. We were walking around. He goes, "Yeah, come on." He goes, "Nothing happens." We were looking at everything. So
Yeah.
just say you lost an earring or something.
I'll do it. Well, he told me. I think I met with him too, and
He
I was
has the
asking
glasses.
him.
He's a really cool dude. Yeah,
I asked
he's
him.
really
I said, "Well, how much do you guys have in the back?" And he just started laughing. He said, "For everything you see out here, yeah, there's probably 3
He
more."
took
in
us
the
into
back."
some of the shops where
Yeah.
they had him. It was so cool, man. That place, listen, that is a gem, Joey.
It
in
is.
Alabama
It
that
really
nobody
is.
really even knows about sometimes.
No, this will be November 6th,
okay.
2026.
I stand corrected. It's November.
If you're looking for a +1, I'd love to go. If not, I'll buy my own ticket.
He may have a date.
You were my +1 last year, last second. I have to say, for having to be the last second, lug this guy up there, he was glowing that evening.
He was.
I really didn't expect it to be that cool of a place. And it was really a cool place.
I knew that you were going to get a kick out of it. This guy and Scott Beeson hit it off. Like, 'cause
Yeah,
Beeson loves motorcycles too.
He was like molesting.
Well, then they had all the outboards up on the like 20 feet up. Well, I'm into outboard motors too. Can we bring those down, or can you put me up there so I can check those out?
So they actually had a model of the Bull Taco. I had a Bull Taco
Really?
250
Yeah.
there. I'm like, oh, that was my dirt bike.
Yep.
Traded a Honda Elsinore.
No, I watched all these like 56-year-old men I know like turn into little kids before my eyes.
yeah.
It was great.
Good time. Good time.
I enjoyed it very much so.
That's the one McQueen drove.
Even if you just need a ride up there, I mean, I work my way in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you just work your way in.
Yeah, I work my way in.
You better see a barber before you see Coach Tuberville. You know that, don't you?
He'll have to get over it. He's just jealous.
He's going to say, "Troy, get the shears out. Let's shorn him."
No, I think Coach might actually say something good about your hair.
I don't know about that.
He said, "Joe, you look like
I
a
just want,
vagabond."
I just want to set Joey up. I want Joey to go there with his
You
big
keep-
hair
you
out.
keep doing
and
that.
Coach
You
go,
keep doing that,
What
Joey."
the hell you doing, boy?
Not playing for you, Coach. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
News happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
I'm a better looking person than Kamala.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. We're going to try to get Austin Baranko on the line here. If not, I can easily just tell y'all about Invista Advisors. And because great sponsor, great team, they can really help you out there. They can really help you out across the board when it comes to financial planning. Of course, running the brokerage desk there is Austin Baranko. He really does a fantastic job. And, of course, the chief strategist, you've heard him for years on the airwaves with Greg Budell. And, of course, they are ready to help you with not just the investment side of the house, which they're very good at, but also all across the board financial planning. And with that financial planning, it could be at the beginning of life, it could be middle of life, it could be you're more concerned about buttoning up end of life concerns. If you want to manage that estate in any way, they can help you out there at Invista Advisors. So what you need to do is you can always go to InvistaAdvisors.com and learn more there, or just call them up direct at 387-0094. That's 387-0094. And be sure to tell them that Joey Clark, the fellow on the radio, sent you. And again, not too early, not too late for you to be able to create a plan for yourself financially. A lot of folks let their money run them. Why don't you have some pros on your side running your money for you? Anyway, we got just a few minutes here before the top of the hour break. We have Soldier Boy on the line.
Yes, Soldier Boy.
Hey, Soldier Boy, how you doing?
How you doing? Hey, you want to create the state some more money and create more jobs. You know what you can do?
What?
You're too young to remember it. We need to bring back vehicle inspection, state vehicle inspection.
Oh no!
God, don't say that.
Actually, looking around Montgomery, man.
No, man.
Yeah, there would be a lot of them that failed. Then we got more.
I know where you're
cars sitting in
going. No,
people's
I get
front
where you're
yard.
going. Yeah, I get where you're going.
Hey,
But a lot of them on the road suck.
Yeah.
Okay, Troy, you know where? Troy,
Freedom,
you're
baby.
my age, okay?
Yeah.
Do you remember? Cause I am more scared of a 3,000 pound weight vehicle going up to with physics up to 5,000 pounds at 55 miles an hour and hitting myself broadside, okay? Than a bullet, okay?
Yeah, I got you.
Because the bottom line is, I used to work at a car dealership, okay? And we used to do vehicle, appraisals, right?
Yeah.
I'd go out there and do a visual, just look at the brakes. No brake pads. We're down to brake wear indicators. The rotor's already gone, okay? And the next thing I know, I see in the back seats of the car, child seats. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, if you want to risk your own life, that's bad enough, but you don't want to go ahead and risk your children's life, a child's life, okay? So next thing I know, I look at it. You ever heard of steel-belted radios? Well, I know why they call them steel-belted radios now. I saw the freaking steel showing out on the wires. They were down on it. Okay, so if you don't want to care about your own life, care about somebody else's life. And this way you could create a job, you could create some income, and get this junk off the freak. I mean, they're like a deadly weapon, are they not?
No, you're right. And I thought you were talking about environmental, like, emission stuff. I'm like, don't give us that crap.
No,
But
it's more
I
like
got what
you
she's
have
saying.
no bumper.
Right. Yeah. or you're at a 40 degree incline angle driving down, you can't see. So yeah.
And you see what I'm talking about. You were thinking about environmental. I'm talking about
just
broken
unsafe.
windshield.
Just unsafe. Yeah.
And by the way, I saw something today on Taylor Road about to hit the interstate, and it was actually the opposite of what we're talking about. It had to be, I don't know the model or make, but it had to be some like 1950s, 60s car, like just this classic, beautifully styled car, and they had a wicker basket strapped to the back, like they were going on a picnic. And I'm like, who showed up from 70 years ago? That's wholesome and awesome.
That was actually
Happy
an OEM
birthday,
option that
America.
would make those. Yeah.
Hey, Joey, be lucky he didn't hit you with that all metal bumper and that all metal.
Really been a tank.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because you know what it does to plastic, don't you?
Oh,
my
absolutely.
God!
Amen,
Yeah,
brother.
my Kia gets ripped up.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like because you look underneath that plastic shielding. That's all it is for decorations. And underneath it is nothing but a bunch of foam.
Oh, carbon
underneath
fiber.
there.
Carbon fiber. Right.
Yeah, but I'm not against actually upping standards a little bit. But I've seen my grandfather, has a lot of stories from living in Jersey, and
Well,
they're notorious for how their inspections.
Yeah,
are
it's almost
over the
even
top.
when we live in
Well,
Alaska, same thing.
Well, see, in Florida, we have vehicle inspections, okay? And the main reason is it's considered a deadly weapon. And it is not a God-given right to drive on the road. It is a privilege.
It's a privilege.
Because I can take that driver's license away from you in a heartbeat, and you're driving, that's simple as that. People don't understand that. They think, but what's done it is the progressive liberals, again, screamed and hollered, and it's like, the poor people can't afford to keep tires on their car, and we can't afford to get this done, and we can't afford to get the windshield fixed. But yet, you'll go out there and endanger my life or somebody else's life. That's okay.
Concur.
Well, I got to run, man. Appreciate the call. I've got to stop our break.
See, so do we?
No, I have noticed. I'm like, that gum, something the state of vehicles around Montgomery in particular.
Dude, until I stopped seeing motorcycles like and four wheelers riding on the road.
Oh, yeah, that's
I don't-
unsaid.
If they've got a windshield, then I'm a little bit prouder of them than some of the others.
Well, then occasionally you see, again, the opposite of like those true, what are they, low to the ground, the Prowler sort of thing?
Yes.
Or, man, those
The Renegades?
pretty
Yeah.
awesome. Like,
It's got
back
3
up.
wheels, Joey.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that.
Tricycle.
Sure, because people might think
You might. It's like a Miata if you drive
be
in
a
a
little
Miata.
soft.
If you're driving a
Exactly.
Miata.
A little red Miata, Joey.
Yeah, that's a signal. That's a signal for sure.
I'm tired of it. Grok corrected me yesterday. This is just low hanging fruit. You with your
There's certain
constant
people
like,
around, you're right.
gay, little fruity.
I did say that. Who said that? You were the one who got in trouble with Grok.
What did
wasn't
Grok
you?
say to you?
Said it was low hanging fruit. Me calling him.
I told him
okay.
basically go back to the gym.
Well, I mean, come on.
Weight room.
Yep.
It's like I was chastised by a robot. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Still trying to tally up all the damage and the extent of the tragedy in Venezuela, where two powerful earthquakes hit earlier this week. Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodriguez says a death toll has surpassed 580, close to 3,000 injured, and an unknown number of people missing as the search continues. Venezuelans are taking the search and recovery effort into their own hands, many complaining of a lackluster government response. The chief of the UN nuclear watchdog says his agency will be carrying out inspections in Iran soon. That follows that interim peace accord reached between the U.S. and Iran. Tehran still says access to the key sites remains contingent on a final agreement and the sanctions being lifted. President Trump has announced he's seeking an additional $11 billion in assistance to U.S. farmers. He says some of that money will come from frozen Iranian assets that will be released and used to buy U.S. farm products for Iran. This is SRN News.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-926-5959. That's 800-926-5959. 800-926-5959.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning 25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Air conditioners will be working overtime over the next few days. Can't wait to see the power bill. High temperature today in the lower 90s, lots of sunshine. Heat index near 100. Muggy tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 73. Rain chances over the next few days, very low, not zero, but 20% or less each day. Saturday's high 93, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday, Tuesday. Heat index near the 105 danger range. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. Montgomery police have charged a man in the beating death of a 2-year-old boy. The child, Robert Webster Lewis, died from blunt force trauma injuries received at his Stratford Drive home on February 16. 26-year-old Hashiko Wells was arrested Thursday and charged with capital murder. According to court records, Wells was the boyfriend of the child's mother. A Wetumpka man was arrested for sex crimes in Chilton County on Thursday. 35-year-old Brandon Barnett was charged with 2 counts of human trafficking and 1 count of domestic violence by strangulation. According to court documents, Barnett knowingly offered $300 to a 17-year-old female for sexual favors and then attempted to strangle her. Former Montgomery Councilwoman Marsha Johnson plans to challenge the City Council's decision to remove her from office. Johnson claims she is still a District 3 resident, the district she was elected to represent. However, Johnson purchased a home 2 years ago in District 7 with a VA loan, which requires the military member to live in the residence. A special election for the District 3 seat is scheduled for September 1st. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
At Montgomery Men's Health, we saw a bunch of patients last month. Almost none came because of an ad. They came because something happened. A fight with a wife who finally said, get help. A breakup. A new relationship that made them aware of things they used to ignore. A photo a friend tagged them in. One guy said he just stared at himself in the mirror, and that was enough. If today's your day, call right now. 334-440-3663. I'm Dr. Smith, urologist and advisor to Montgomery Men's Health. Built on almost 15 years of treating men in Alabama, one patient at a time. Dedicated to ED, low T, and male performance. Here's what happens when you call. We book you this week. We'll get a lab in an hour. For ED, we walk you through your real options at the same visit. A plan before you leave. Don't let today turn into next year. Call now, 334-440-3663. That's 334-440-3663. MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Get ready, Central Alabama. The biggest watermelon festival yet is happening Saturday, June 27th at Sweet Creek Farm Market. They're celebrating America's 250th birthday and all things watermelon with free admission, over 100 arts and crafts vendors, a watermelon eating contest, entertainment for the kids, food trucks, and family fun around every corner. It's Sweet Creek Farm Market's biggest arts and crafts festival ever, and admission is free. Saturday, June 27th, 10 to 4 on Highway 231 and Pike Road. Come hungry, bring the family, and celebrate summer at Sweet Creek Farm Market's Watermelon Festival.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Vedder and Troy Carrico in the studio.
Spy Who Shagged Me. I really like this soundtrack.
Do you think it's the Spy Who Shagged Me? And Austin Powers? Yeah. By the way, I saw that the reason they went to like the dark Daniel Craig Bond is because they said Austin Powers ruined classic Bond. Yeah. It was such a perfect send-up that it kind of ruined. And so I hope whatever the latest Bond is going to be, it
Wasn't
goes
the latest
back
Bond
to
a chick?
No, there was some talk of that.
Oh, it never happened. Thank God.
No.
Okay.
No, so I hope they go back to that because I kind of liked the Bond when I was a kid was Bronson, like
I like
GoldenEye,
Bronson, yeah.
and like you still had the gadgets and
Yeah.
like all this. Yeah, it was great. And it was campy, but it's like
no, I liked
fun.
it though. Roger
And,
Moore was ours, and I really liked him.
He's good.
Yeah, so I
Sean
hope,
Connery.
I don't
Sean
know.
Connery. Oh, Sean Connery was the best.
The realism of like, yeah.
Do you know what type of weapon he carried?
Connery?
No, all of the Bonds carry the same weapon. It's very interesting. You wouldn't think it, but
I could draw it in my head, but no,
so
I
Walther
couldn't tell you.
PPK
Walther.
380 ACP.
380.
Yeah, if you'll notice, they always carry the same pistol. So, yeah.
Let's go to Sparky. Hey, Sparky.
Hey,
How
how
you
you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing, bud?
I'm good. Hey, talking about windshields. Yeah, I got a car. I got a van, my work van. I counted the dings in the cracks. I got 8 of them in there.
Yep.
But I'm like the Godfather. I'm a superstitious man. If I get that thing fixed, sure as God made green apples, that van's going down.
No, what's happened to me, Sparky, is I've gotten the windshield fixed after one little ding, only to maybe a day or so later catch another one.
Mm-hmm.
I might forget it.
Oh, no.
Just until it lays in my
Yeah, I
lap,
got a
I'm
little
gonna keep
ding as
riding.
long as it's not cracking
Yeah.
across.
Oh, even then,
If you
I
live
don't
down
care at that
here,
point.
you're going to get it.
Oh, you're going to get it, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate it, Sparky. That was a quick, great call. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Spark.
Thank you. Okay, have a good day.
I haven't heard as sure as God made green apples, green little apples. That's a line.
Yeah, it is.
It's a good song too.
It is.
Where's that from?
I know the Temptations version, but
Mhm.
there's also I'm thinking who wrote the original. It's a great song though.
Yeah.
I was
Let's,
thinking green tomatoes.
Go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Crawdad?
Hey,
Crawdad. How you doing?
I want. Oh, wait a second. I'm getting ready to echo. Did that get better?
There you go.
I did.
All right, thank you, because I can't really hear on this one, but if I put a little echo, you know.
Roger Miller, by the way.
Thank you.
King of the road.
Get your AI thing there, Grok or whatever it's called. Cross-reference Chitty Chitty Bang Bang with James Bond, and you will be surprised because Ian Fleming, when he first thing that he made was the story for his kids, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
And the first funny name for the ladies was the love, the daughter of the candy guy had the factory, and
Willy Wonka?
No.
Sir?
No, Chitty Chitty.
Oh. Yeah, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And her name was something Sweet, Toot Sweet, or something like that. But when you look at the humor from Ian Fleming when he continued with the James Bond stuff, the king of names that the guy comes with, golly, it's hilarious. But for you, Troy,
yes, sir.
I read a little bit about Ian Fleming and how he built his character, James Bond, was a composite spy.
Mm-hmm.
And some of that involved, I forgot which one it was, but he was not an American and he was not a Brit.
Mm-hmm.
A spy that he composite built into James Bond. And the funniest thing with me, silliness of is why in the world, when they came out with James Bond, Ian Fleming, at the time, I think it was PPK was the German Walther, but before the Walther, what was the little thing? James Bond is walking around shooting 32 caliber ACP. Come on.
But hey, his shots count. He made them count, didn't he?
But do check out Too Precious, whatever her name was. It's so funny. All the names of the female characters he came up with is great. When you compare Chitty Chitty Bang Bang that he wrote for his kids, next thing you know, he's doing the best daggum spy thing forever. So anyway, thanks, guys.
Hey, Crawdad, the composition,
Yes, sir.
I just grokked Ian Fleming's inspiration, and there's several of them, but one was an ornithologist named James Bond, and then it was based on a guy named Cindy Riley, the Ace of Spies. And a couple, Dusko Popov. It's a composite of several spies, it says, but yeah. Good stuff. Thanks for sharing.
I was just, I thought, he was an awesome writer, the guy, and pulled from so many things to build his characters. And that's one of the things. Now they're ruining it, in my opinion. Now they're ruining it. Broccoli, when they took the film, Broccoli, it gets sillier forever. Now it's beyond. I don't even know if I want to watch the new ones. I don't know.
Well, the new ones are pretty hardcore, actually, back to more of the actual novel.
Yeah.
So you might like the Daniel Craig stuff.
I'll take a look at it, of course.
Crawdad's a classic. He's a classicist, and I don't blame him one bit. So,
Exactly.
I appreciate it,
All
Crawdad.
right, buddy.
See you, Crawdaddy.
Thank you.
272-9228. By the way, is there nothing like a good cockpit video?
Oh man, speaking of that, I spoke with Cinco today. I got an interesting story to tell you about flying.
About flying?
Yeah, now let's see this first.
Well, why are you looking all around the room?
I thought you were going somewhere else.
Cockpit.
No, but this is from that flyover last night or something like that.
Let's turn right now. Maintain close. I'll call roll well. Tower's no factor under the nose.
Especially with the music.
A little bit harder of a turn to center the capital. Descend it back down for 1100 capital center.
F-16s.
We're on the money. Burner's ready now. Stand by, break. Ready. Ready. Break.
There you go. Nice job, Falcon 5-0.
Thanks a lot. God bless America. Long live the Republic. Catch you guys later.
Vipers. So I spoke with Cinco, and let me tell you something. The guy's got 3,000 hours in that bird, and he said, like a samurai sword, I could feel I knew the tactility of that vehicle. I knew what its limits were. I knew what I could do, what I could. They say you can't do this, but you can do this kind of thing.
An extension of himself.
Yes, and that's like a sword. And we were talking, and I think maybe you want to probably have him on sometime next week. There's some reports that came out. The YF-23 was the competitor to the F-22 Raptor. In many accounts, it was a far superior vehicle, but it didn't make the cut because of big lobbying with Lockheed and with Boeing. And the thing is, we find ourselves very short. We were supposed to have almost 400 of the F-22 Raptors. We got 186. That's what I thought. So we need to look at. But just talking about that, there was a pilot, a Marine, that was the only man to fly all four of the F-22, the F-16, the FA-18, and the and what am I'm missing one of them. But anyways, only man to ever do it. And Cinco said that it's a really, there's an article from Wall Street Journal that I got, believe it or not, and it's about the power of those vehicles. It's just incredible. Sorry.
Yeah,
I get excited, Joey.
Yeah, sometimes I have questions that I realize I shouldn't ask because it'd probably be like rude, but it's like, how does anything once you do that, like you are a fighter pilot, like once you fly those babies in those situations, how does anything ever live up to that?
Well, that's Cinco will tell you. He said it's a passion, and it's something that becomes you're greater than reality, in my opinion. It really is. So
go to Charles the First. How you doing?
Hey, Joy, Eddie, Troy. Good to hear from you guys.
How you doing, bud?
I'm doing good. I want to tell y'all something I think you'll be interested in. It has to do with the CIA funding somebody, so you're going to like that, Troy. And it has to do with the earthquake in Venezuela and what could happen on Sunday.
Okay.
So if you didn't know this, Troy, you're going to love researching what I'm about to tell you. There was a man named Ivan Browning, and he had a buddy named Woody Bledsoe back in the 50s. And they created all kinds of things. They're the ones that's responsible for the
Browning was one of the greatest arms maker in our country. I know he is.
Well, let me tell you more about him. Okay, you may know it, but here we go. He's the one that created facial recognition for everybody. Got me?
Okay.
And the digital TVs that we saw in digital form, that's him. And Woody did a bunch of stuff too, and the CIA funded him. I want to say in Sedona, California, or something.
It was in California.
Now, here's the main thing that he's known for, though, in modern times. He stated that there are certain points that we're able to look at because we know the history of astronomy, and that when the moon is coming into an orbit that is closest to the Earth, and a certain seasonal change has the Earth turned away a certain way and the moon turned a certain way, when it first engages and rides along beside it, that engagement in that period is the greatest period that you could possibly have an earthquake. And then when it goes to pull away from it, you get what I'm saying? It's a pendulum-like thing that's happening. And that pull away is the next time. So what that means is a certain amount of days you can have an earthquake. It kind of might get easy or not. Then when the pull away happens, you have another one. And guess what? We're in the middle of that. It started on June the 14th, and it ends Sunday. That means the pull away is Sunday, and that this earthquake happened at a time period that he was talking about.
That's crazy.
Now, yes, and here's a neat thing. That the way he died, he used what he was talking about and knew when it would be the closest, and he predicted a earthquake in the 90s, I want to say, near Branson, Missouri. CNN and everybody went there. It made a big deal out of Dr. Browning saying that it would be there, and he's there, and they're interviewing and everything, and it doesn't happen. But guess what? Nobody knew about the earthquake fault lines in Russia. And on the same side of the planet, because we couldn't know it, there was an earthquake. You get me? At the time that he stated. But about 6 or 7 months from that, he got made fun of, y'all, terribly. And he died, like a heart attack or a stroke or something.
At his bench, at a workbench,
yeah.
at a workbench, working on a weapon. He died.
Wow. Yes. And it's really interesting. They should make a movie about it, guys. But that does mean that Sunday or Monday, the potential for an earthquake somewhere else on Earth of the same, stature.
Sure.
Oh, the one in Venezuela
happened.
was insane.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty bad, especially where a fault line is. And I wanted to tell y'all, the Tuberville hearing is with Judge Reed in the circuit courthouse on Monday. And I don't know if y'all know it or not, but Wesley Allen and Tuberville's people are saying that it shouldn't even be anything that we can have a court case about until after the election. But the wording doesn't say that, guys, really.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was gonna keep you updated on that.
Well, but this is a
And I hope you
lawsuit,
enjoy- Yes, this is what's happening.
right? And so I guess Allen and Tuberville's argument is you don't have any standing.
Yes, but really, if you look at it, it's Section 5, Article 5, Section 117, and in that paragraph it tells you, and then 6.6590 to 6.6640, it tells you that any citizen, once the party has named whoever it is, at that point can show us, that on November 3rd by midnight, you actually lived here. But they're trying to say that beforehand, I suppose, doesn't mean beforehand. But if you change the meaning of beforehand, you change it for paying your taxes, your property taxes, and going to colleges and stuff. Any lawyer can
But
say...
does beforehand mean that you lived in the state beforehand, or does it mean beforehand apply to when the suit can be brought? Challenge you.
Right, it's meaning when the suit can be brought, and you can see that by looking at the other codes that I told you.
Okay.
It's meaning beforehand. That's what it means. Now, what I'm assuming is going to happen is they're going to try to get it kicked up to the Supreme Court, who isn't going to even decide any of those matters, but just probably say something like, "We state he qualifies."
Yeah.
Which to me doesn't seem correct thing to do. You should be litigating what's before you and not making law of something that wasn't brought before you.
Don't you know he's a football coach? He knows everything.
He knows everything.
It's my favorite line from this cycle. Do I look dumb to you? I was a football coach. I know everything.
Well, the only line I ever hear him saying, y'all, and I like him all right, but I just don't like the idea of not following the law, is, would I be doing this if I didn't? Okay, now, when Baldface asked, did you live here? I've never heard him say, yes, I lived in 2018 at this house in Auburn. That's my residence. Never, ever heard him say it. All I hear him say, would I be doing this? Which is what lawyers tell you to do to get around something. So, I'm not going to vote any.
We'll see if that dog barks.
In or something,
I don't think it will.
Yeah. But anyway, thanks for letting me on.
Hey,
Tell
thank
it
you,
to y'all.
Charles.
I hope y'all enjoyed that story.
Yes, sir. Have a great weekend, Charles.
No, I don't even think that dog's gonna bark, let alone hunt.
I couldn't imagine.
And by bark, I mean it could be the thing that they constantly squawk about.
Yeah.
But then, Hey, let's go to Sandy. Hey, Sandy, how you doing?
Hi, buddy. I'm calling on a day where my three favorite radio personalities, except for Greg, are there.
He'll be here in a little while, but thank you, Sandy.
Okay, this kind of makes me going back to the lady that was trying to say that Coca-Cola or whatever sodas are okay for health-wise. And I wanted to thank you, Joey, for opening your show with Montgomery Needs a New Mayor every day.
Of course.
I've told many people about that. It's so true. I wanted to talk about the Ann Street Walmart.
Oof.
Yeah. Years and years ago, I was in the checkout line, and there was a nice-looking white couple with an older toddler in the buggy. And he and I, the husband and I, got in a little chit chat, and were trying to purchase at the time a DVD. It was like a child's movie they had picked up, and the cashier rejected it. And he said, "We thought we would just try it because we wanted to see the child to see it." They were checking out with a snap card. They thought they would just try to see if they could get that movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Recently, I was in the store and made I returned an item, and I had to buy an item that was about maybe $1 or so less in value. So I bought a paintbrush, took it to the service center, and this young lady gave me what they call a gift card for my return item, and then checked out the paintbrush, and I knew there was change, a little bit of change involved, and she held that card in her hand, and I said, "Is it an even amount of money?" She looked right at me and said, "Yes." And it was $1.14 that she owed me. I didn't care about the money. It was the ethics.
Yep.
That weren't there.
Yep.
Just lied to your face.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and stole from me. If she does that about 100 times a day, she got a pretty good salary going there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
bonus.
So I went back with the receipts to discuss that with a store manager. While I was in customer service line, I heard somebody scream, "There's a fight!" And looked over, in one of the checkout lines, there was a young black girl, long braids, whole nails, gorgeous, and a young black man, and she was beating the fire at him across 3 aisles, screaming. I heard the word F 30 times in that brief thing. The security guard grabbed her, said stop, and then grabbed her and, kind of carted her away. I mean, Montgomery needs a new mayor.
Yep.
I mean, it's exasperating. That was my last trip to that store.
Probably good advice, Andy. And it's something about that area right there on Ann Street. Something negative happens there at least 3 times a day, and twice a week it makes a paper.
And that's why I carry everywhere I go, Sally. And I pray, let me be the one to show them the way.
Somebody's looking for a clean shoe.
Well, I carry a pepper spray.
There you go.
Yeah, constantly. I have it right in my car, right with me, with my thumb on it, anywhere I go, in and out.
You'll appreciate this, Sandy. I love your fire. I went to go to a phone store on Ann Street, actually Zelda there, the AT&T, and I go to walk in, and they come running out, 3 girls, and they're like, "You can't come in, sir. We were just robbed 5 minutes ago." I go, "Then I'm 5 minutes too late." And they look at me like, "What?" They look at me like, "What?" And I said nothing. I just walked away.
You don't know what I'm saying. You had your chance. You've just been 5 minutes earlier.
I just said I'm 5 minutes too late. Then.
I know. Yeah, right. You could have set him all straight.
Right. I would have shown them the way. I would have shown them the way to handle.
I don't know, Sandy. I think even if we get a new mayor, we're still going to have what you described going on.
Oh, for a little bit, but I think things will tighten up.
I know.
Hopefully.
I know. Homeless and trash is just beyond.
Yeah.
I'm in Cloverdale, and I say, "Welcome to beautiful old Cloverdale, a suburb of the ghetto."
Yep. I lived there too when I first moved here, and it's amazing how it's like one side's a demilitarized zone in the South Hall district, and then it's beautiful.
Like, you remember that movie that was probably crap, probably didn't hold up, Pleasantville, where it's black and white, and then go on the, say, west side of Court Street for a little bit, and then drive over into Cloverdale, and it like goes from black and white into color.
Technicolor, or just like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
It really does.
Yeah. Right. Yes. Love y'all.
Thank you, Sandy. Love you too, hon.
Nah, and it sucks. And it's been like that for a while. Now, I used to be, because I got, used to it, working Parks and Rec and living in Cloverdale.
Didn't
I was
bother.
not used to it. I remember driving somebody around one from here, like, oh my God.
You become numb to it, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of callous. You're
You
just
do.
like, well, that's the way it is.
But
here.
as the economy gets better, you see that area expand and contract when the economy starts to go down. And honestly, right now, we're kind of in between. I hope it continues to expand, but you're right. You can go one block over from $1 million. Well, you can go one block over from the governor's mansion because I used to own this duplex.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. One block over from the governor's mansion. And wasn't the nicest. It was the first investment property I ever owned, and I was glad to get rid of it.
And the thing is, there are a lot of folks, I'm sure you know, who rent it from you who are fine folks. They're
Yeah,
just trying to make do in life, and this is the only option we got in terms of the money.
And honestly, one thing about that place, one of the people that did rent there is a great friend of mine, and I took her from there, and we put her in a house and did a whole home financing thing for her. So yeah, there are good people. They're just poor.
Yes,
but if I can help them, and I could in this case, we got her out of there. Oh, they made a little money too, so that's always good too.
Yeah,
got,
and then
got to sell the place.
And whenever I feel like, man, I'm living nice in County Downs, which I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Like
It's got a new roof.
Yeah, but then I just go drive over to like some event at Wind Lakes Country Club, and I'm like, oh I get it. Or go down a few of the roads, like what is it, Allendale or whatever? Yeah, you just go down a few of these streets, you're like, oh,
I see.
Oh,
I see. Yeah,
I didn't realize I don't have an estate.
That
They
area,
do.
That area behind the college there is right there outside of Cloverdale. What is it? Huntington.
Huntington,
Yeah, I have friends that live over there. And they're Jewish, by the way, both of them, and they have some really nice old homes
Yeah,
over there. Don't
and that's the thing. In that area, there are many a lot of
very
nice
nice
places, and then there are just some that are kind of worn down. And I think Montgomery's getting a little bit better about blight properties, but
we'll see.
We'll see. I mean,
We'll see.
We need a new mayor.
Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is Hampton Harris.
Hey,
Hey, Hampton. Hey, yeah,
How
he
you
called
doing?
yesterday. Yeah, he told me he was going to call in. I forgot to tell you, Joey. Yeah.
Awesome. How are y'all doing today?
Doing really well. And how are you?
Doing fantastic.
Give us a full report, man. What's going on? It's coming up in next month.
It is. It is. We got that election coming up. We got about 40-something days here, heading into it fast. So we're heading full steam ahead. We're getting on the ground every day, talking to people, meeting people all across the district. And for those of y'all who have not been following, it's this new district that got redrawn with the maps, U.S. District 2, and we're having the special election on August 11th. And so this is going to be the only election that is on that ballot.
Wow.
And so it's going to be, people need to make sure to get it on their calendars and make sure they're making a plan on getting out to vote.
Not naming anybody else. How many folks are in that race with you?
So including me, there's 6 people in this race. So a lot of people have known I've been running for this against the Democrat incumbent since January as the Republican nominee. And then we got it redrawn and they reopened qualifying and some additional people decided to get in the race. But we've been moving forward, make sure we take this district back here in November.
Well, you're always welcome to the studio, man. I think you have my number. You got Troy's. Like, just hit me up, and love to have you in here for 30 minutes, an hour, or something like that.
We would love to do that. I would love to come and do that for sure.
And Hampton, I spoke with the River Region Veterans Council. We're going to get something going and get some veterans to support you. You know what? You were the one person that had the courage to stand up to the machine of the behemoth of Shamari Figures, and so that's not gone unnoticed for a lot of people.
That's right, and we're trying to make sure that our veteran community is looked after and our active duty military. It's something that is overlooked a lot of times, and we need a lot of help here in Alabama, from making sure we have the right mental health to getting people to support a lot of our rights, and veterans' rights are being taken away and given to the government, as seen in one of the recent bills that was Senate Bill 67, where the veterans lost their voice in being able to get somebody up there. Now it's an appointed position.
Cool.
Well, I appreciate it. I'm up against the break, but yeah, just reach out. I think you have my number, and we'll set up a time to do a long interview here.
That sounds like a plan to me.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Good guy.
Thank you.
Hampton Harris. Yeah, and I enjoyed my first interview.
Good young.
with him. Like him.
You know what? A lot of people said, well, he's not part of the system. Listen, he's doing more than most people is doing. He's trying, and that's why I like him. Yeah.
But we got to hit this break. First, this entire hour brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Yeah.
Y'all know something about them, right?
Oh, yes. Some of the greatest people I know.
Family dealt with them. Yeah, our son bought his house soon.
Excellent.
Yeah, so if you're looking for a home purchase like your son did, or if you're looking for a great refinance deal, they can help you out there. And especially if you're a veteran, you can get things like no down payment.
No down payment?
Crazy.
100% cash out refinance.
There you go.
crazy.
That's the good one right
And
there.
less than about 30 days, I think, turnaround time.
The last one they closed the other day, I seen Madeline doing a little bragging, and she should. It was 11 days.
Wow.
11
Yeah, I think it's more like
days.
a 2 weeks.
That's right.
That's amazing. Yeah.
That's
why I say I don't mind her bragging when you can do that.
That ain't bragging. That's-
Whether you're looking
that's getting
to
it done.
restructure debt or reinvest in the family, the property, or go on some big dream vacation, whatever you're trying to do, or you're looking to get into a new place, could be you're downsizing or you need to upgrade because you got a growing family, they can help you there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Just get in touch with them today. You can always go to myalabamahomemortgage.com and sign up there. They'll get in touch with you real quick after that. Or just call 567-4223. That's 567-4223. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
Yes?
Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breakers tripping?
Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything.
That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician?
No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it.
Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
Join the City of Prattville as we celebrate America 250. We're saying Happy Birthday America with a free concert and drone show July 3rd at Stanley Jensen Stadium. Enjoy food trucks and free glow accessories while supplies last. You know them, you love them. Blackberry Breeze will put on an unforgettable show starting at 6 p.m. Then we'll close the night with Prattville's first ever drone show spectacular.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute.
5 reasons to get a home inspection before you close on a home. Homeowners buying their first home or their 10th home still need a home inspection performed. First, you will find out firsthand the true condition of the home, the age and state of the heating and air, the roof, electrical, and plumbing as of the date of inspection. Second, it may give you the ability to renegotiate repairs that the seller will end up paying for before closing. Third, if the results show that the repairs would be too costly, then you can opt out of the contract without losing your earnest money. Fourth, the age and state of the systems will indicate what shape the rest of the house might be in and give you the option to opt out of the transaction or renegotiate terms. Fifth, knowing what needs to be done to the house will allow you the opportunity to update the home properly to your taste. For a list of the best home inspectors in the area, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 334-221-2883 or 551-0225. The Goodson Group.
Please be advised. You may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone. Because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Air conditioners will be working overtime over the next few days. Can't wait to see the power bill. High temperature today in the lower 90s, lots of sunshine. Heat index near 100. Muggy tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 73. Rain chances over the next few days, very low, not zero, but 20% or less each day. Saturday's high 93, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday, Tuesday. Heat index near the 105 danger range. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. It's 334-272-9228. So Trump do some politics here.
Yeah.
Trump's approval ratings are going up. Still low, but everybody's in the modern era have been pretty low.
Okay.
Except for the honeymoon period right after election.
Oh, yeah. Right.
And, at about this point, Trump's in a fairly good position. But the Supreme Court gave two big rulings yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Second Amendment one.
Reading this, though, in particular on immigration, this is from the New York Times. So let's hear what the official paper of the Libs has to say.
Yeah.
In a pair of sharply divided decisions on Thursday, sharply, the Supreme Court allowed President Trump's aggressive crackdown on immigration to move forward, permitting the administration to expel hundreds of thousands of migrants from the country and to turn away others at the southern border. Taken together, the opinions from the court's conservative majority signaled deference to the president's ability to set the nation's immigration policy. Isn't that what the law says?
Yes, it does.
Right. And I also went over this yesterday, like the temporary protective status.
Yes.
The first word is
temporary.
Temporary. Temporary. But in one ruling on Thursday, the justices allowed the Trump administration to end humanitarian protections that have permitted people from Haiti and Syria to live and work legally in the United States for more than a decade. Mr. Trump has long pushed to terminate the program known as temporary protected status as part of his efforts to restrict immigration. The program was created by Congress with bipartisan support in 1990 to provide temporary legal status to people whose home countries were deemed unsafe because of war, natural disasters, or other crises. The court's 6-3 decision, divided along ideological lines, clears a path for the potential deportation of 350,000 Haitians and 6,100 Syrians, and is likely to have implications for TPS holders from about a dozen other countries. The United States, which has a long history of political and military interventions in Haiti, initially ended TPS protections for the Haitians in response to a 2010 extended TPS protections after the 2010 earthquake that killed an estimated 220,000 people. People from Syria were included in TPS protections in the months after civil war broke out there in 2011. Both countries have faced violence and instability in the years since. Well, they still have earthquakes going on in Haiti?
Yeah, on the regular. Dude, probably 2 a day. It's a kind of regular thing over there.
And is there still a civil war going on in Syria?
Not so much.
Not
but
official,
it's
but
ISIS. They're hunting ISIS down over there.
There's still some bloodshed going on over there. Pretty good. Yeah.
I got my little Al-Qaeda going after ISIS. Here, spray yourself. You want one for your wife or your wives?
Wives. Goats.
In immigrant communities throughout the United States on Thursday, the ruling brought fear and uncertainty as people who were following the rules and living in the country legally contemplate a change in their status, potentially also affecting their ability to obtain work permits and driver's licenses. The ability of the government to quickly expel individuals who previously had protections will depend on whether they already have pending deportation orders. In many instances, TPS holders have not received such orders, which will allow some of them to contest their removal before an immigration judge. In a separate decision that also split 6-3 with the liberals dissenting, the court on Thursday also said that the Trump administration could turn away migrants seeking asylum along the U.S.-Mexico border by physically preventing them from crossing into the United States as they sought protection from persecution. The administration had asked the court to permit the government to revive the policy, first used in 2016. Under that so-called turnback policy, the government had stopped asylum seekers from setting foot on U.S. soil, where federal law would have entitled them to try to claim asylum and receive protections. Justice Sonia Sotomayor, who read a lengthy summary of her dissent from the bench on Thursday, said the court had endorsed the administration's decision to slam the door shut on all who are fleeing persecution, despite a system enacted by Congress to help people seek asylum in the United States. The opinions were delivered in the final days of the Supreme Court's term that began in October. On Monday, the justices are expected to announce another batch of decisions, and the president has been bracing for a likely defeat when the court rules on the legality of his effort to end the guarantee of birthright citizenship for U.S.-born babies of illegal immigrants. Immigrant advocates denounced Thursday's rulings as major departures from the nation's long history of providing refuge to immigrants escaping persecution in unsafe conditions. And they cite a bunch of other folks. But okay, that's what they said. Let's go. Who's the guy that they like to roll out of the administration? Oh, yeah, Stephen Miller.
Alabama guy.
Stephen Miller. Now, this first clip of Miller is outside the White House, and he's wearing shades. So it just adds...
Is his future that bright?
I don't know.
Actually, it
looks like him and his wife are ready to have a bunch of babies.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's a whole thing happening in the MAGA baby boom. But here's Miller talking about, Haiti and Haitians. Let's listen in.
Does the administration consider Haiti a safe country?
For Haitians, absolutely.
For Haitians?
Yes.
Despite the do not travel warnings?
Yes, yes, Haitians live in Haiti. It's not our position that Haitians should leave Haiti. I mean, it'd be crazy for us to say that Haitians couldn't live in Haiti. It's their country. Of course Haitians should live in Haiti. There's no viable asylum, or to use a technical term here, CAT claim, or withholding claim, for any Haitian seeking relief from going back to Haiti, to their homeland. The fact that there might be pockets of Haiti where there's higher crime rates, guess what? There's pockets of Chicago with crime rates just as high, right? There's pockets of cities like St. Louis with crime just as high. Pockets of Los Angeles, crime just as high. It has never been the case that having communities that have high crime rates is a basis for asylum. Never has been, never will be.
So, yeah, the Haitians live in Haiti.
That's where they should live.
Thank you. Why it's called Haiti?
Let me tell you a little
They're called
story about Haiti. You know this probably. The Dominican Republic's on the other side of the
Right,
island.
on the other side there.
And they've got a freaking demilitarized zone between the two.
Why is that, Troy?
Because every tree has been plucked clean going up the side of the mountain. They have raped and pillaged the land, dude.
They really have, down to just the rock. At this point, it's rock.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous.
And you can't blame, I'm sorry, but you can't blame the rest of the world when
French
your country
colonialism,
is,
you mean?
is
That is
divided,
what
right?
cause it? No,
When it's divided and there's a good side and a bad side, and your side has continued to just rape and pillage your own country, that's your problem.
One was a Spanish colony, one was a French colony.
Right. And if anything else, Clinton owes you money.
It's almost like when you have common law and property rights, people actually build things.
Yes.
And when you don't have that,
they don't.
People just, it's almost like warlord.
Whoever's got the biggest sword wins.
But now Stephen Miller is taking the shades off. And he's on the Will Kane show when he's talking about these TPS protections.
These are both extraordinary victories, Will. In the case of TPS, or Temporary Protected Status, aka amnesty for Haitian migrants, this is a victory 10 years in the making, if you can believe it. In the first Trump administration, President Trump ended TPS for Haitian illegals and was frozen by the courts. The Biden administration came in, they flew Haitians right over the border by airplane, dumped them into American towns all over the country, particularly in Springfield, Ohio, destroying these tight-knit communities, and gave them all, again, this TPS, Temporary Protected Status, which gives them unfettered access to welfare and other benefits in the United States. Trump ended that benefit again here in the second term, even though the statute says that it is judicially unreviewable, meaning Congress said the courts can't review it. Our rogue radical judges stymied that for the last 16 months. And again, now here we are because of the Supreme Court, and we can finally remove these Haitian illegal migrants from the United States. It is a momentous victory, albeit this should have never taken 10 years. It is outrageous that we have judges in this country who continue to supplant their own radical beliefs for the democratic views and judgments of hardworking American citizens.
Yeah.
Man, spot on. What else? What he said.
No, and this is why I'm just kind of sitting back and playing some Stephen Miller. Now, the one case that you heard the New York Times mention that they think, well, Trump, no way could win on that one, is trying to end birthright citizenship for illegal immigrants. Now, I don't know what the court's going to do. I have no idea. But we'll see. We'll see if you actually get a shocking, say, maybe a 5-4 even. Or Roberts jumps to the other side or something like that.
I think so.
But who knows? Let's
Very interesting.
You don't want to be on the losing side.
let's see what Miller has to say about birthright citizenship.
Anybody who has read even 30 seconds of American history understands the Reconstruction Amendments after the Civil War were to ensure that the children of slaves would be franchised in the United States.
I think he's right about that, actually.
No, he is.
Okay.
That's the whole reason they were written. Like, that's fairly obvious.
The author of the 14th Amendment was clear in saying it did not apply to aliens. There should be a 9-0 ruling in a functioning democracy. The idea that you can have a country where you just set foot on U.S. soil and any child you have gets to be an American citizen and vote in our elections, collect our welfare, sit in our juries, sit in judgment of our fellow men and women is such an outrage to the idea of having a country. It defies description. I don't know what they're going to do, but here's what I can say. If this country doesn't, one way or another, end birthright citizenship, this country doesn't have a future. Citizenship has to be sacred and precious. And as we stand here on the 250th anniversary of America's founding, the idea that we wouldn't have in this country respect and sanctity for citizenship, for the voting franchise, is such an insult to generations of Americans who spilled their blood for our freedom in battlefields here and all across the earth.
Stephen Miller, folks. Yeah, just play his stuff and let him run with it. Anyway,
Pretty
we got
good.
it. This break. We'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Accurate, immediate, carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones. Talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing great. How are y'all?
Oh,
Pretty good, man.
Life's good. Life's really good.
I see you have the third musketeer there today.
Yes, we do. Michael, I think I'm probably going to reach beyond your inventory, but do you guys happen to carry any hair clippers over there? You see this guy? You see this guy over here?
We do have some skizzers.
Skizzers. Do y'all? What was the thing back in the day where you could hook to the vacuum cleaner?
Floby.
The Floby. You guys sell the Floby.
I think you're just jealous, and you especially don't like that your wife was saying you wanted to know what my protocol was.
Hurt me, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, y'all got that in common, the hair, technique and treatment.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
You don't think
another one of
you don't
those
think
homophobic?
He's a woman now, do you?
I don't think he's a woman, but I think he's enjoying that lustrous hair just a little bit too much. Yes.
I think we're focusing on hair too much, guys. I really do.
Yep. Yep.
Well, why's that, Troy?
Because I'm going to be Steve Miller soon, buddy. I'm going to go all Steve Miller on you, and then I'll be like,
So, anything going on there today at Cohen's? Any action?
I tell you, not that we want to talk about our problems, but I've got a customer that bought a Whirlpool refrigerator from us 4+ years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He's had lots of aggravations.
Oh, boy.
So we've repaired it under the Whirlpool deal, and we've had Epic, which is the extended warranty company. They have repaired it. And the last time I think we got to repair it, but this time with Epic, with their changes and everything, they're going to use a different servicer. But I just want to say that this gentleman is the nicest customer that I've ever can remember that has had issues. I mean, he's just been wonderful to deal with,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like he knows that we're busting butt for him. He knows we're fighting with the warranty company. He knows we're getting the buying group involved, and he's all good. I mean, it's just sometimes we nothing's built like it used to be built. So everything does revolve around service, and we're fortunate that we have 4 good technicians that come out to your home to repair your appliances. But, sometimes, even calling the manufacturer and going through all of their protocols, sometimes they don't really have enough answers for us. And, we have to keep digging and digging and digging, and then we'll find a solution with the buying group or the warranty company or the manufacturer and get them to intercede. But it is something that I think that, I was quizzed the other day about why should they buy here instead of a big box store? And I'm like, well, the big box store, he doesn't have any you have no recourse with him after you buy it.
Right.
You're on your own 100%. And if you get dragged through the mud, you don't really have anybody that's going to fight for you the manufacturer or the warranty company. And in our case, we also get to lean on the buying group. But it was very refreshing to have a customer that was as nice and understanding as he was, and he realizes that we didn't build the unit, that we're trying to fight with Whirlpool and the warranty company and the buying group to get him taken care of.
Yeah, folks, when you buy a Cohen's, you're not just buying products, but you're also, I suppose, you're buying the relationship there. At least you're developing that relationship. And we'd like to think nothing ever breaks, and we'll never have problems, but that's just not reality. And so the very folks you bought it from are ready to stand by you, help you out, make sure that thing it works out. And I've seen it. I've seen it before. It's not the first story I've heard, because stuff does, especially these big makers, it's not perfect.
Right.
And so and
the Maytag repairman, he's not lonely anymore. I mean, they used to have commercials.
That's
The
right.
poor guy he had no friends, he had nobody.
That's funny.
But he's in the thick of things today.
So, folks, if you're looking for that sort of service, just go by Cohen's. Of course, you can always check out what they got going on at thinkcohens.com, but I really encourage you to stop by 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery. They're open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And be sure to find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with Joey, Eddie, and Troy.
Yes, sir. Y'all come see us, ask us some questions, let us ask you some questions, let us help you make the right choice for whatever your needs are, and have a happy and safe weekend.
Appreciate it, Michael.
Thank you, Michael. Have a good one, brother.
We got to run. We'll be right back with the final hour of the show.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew at Washington. Venezuela's interim leader Delcy Rodriguez says the earthquake death toll has now surpassed 580, close to 3,000 people injured, and an unknown number of people still missing as the effort continues for search and rescue. They're looking for missing loved ones and friends on their own now in the aftermath of those quakes. Many people complaining that they haven't seen state rescue teams, despite authorities projecting an image of a robust government response. Those quakes hitting 7.2 and 7.5 in magnitude this week are the most powerful to hit that country in more than 100 years. The chief of the UN nuclear watchdog says his agency will be carrying out inspections in Iran soon, following an interim peace accord between the U.S. and Tehran. President Trump has announced he's seeking an additional $11 billion in assistance to U.S. farmers, using unfrozen Iranian assets to buy U.S. farm products for the Iranian people. This is SRN News.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Victoryland.
Victoryland Casinos, crowning 25K free play giveaway. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Victoryland Casino, where you can be a winner too.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Air conditioners will be working overtime over the next few days. Can't wait to see the power bill. High temperature today in the lower 90s, lots of sunshine. Heat index near 100. Muggy tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 73. Rain chances over the next few days, very low, not zero, but 20% or less each day. Saturday's high 93, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday, Tuesday. Heat index near the 105 danger range. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Big dreams for your home on a tight budget? AFE's $26.26 as you covered. Unlock your home's equity with just $26 in closing costs. No fees, no headaches. Visit your local ASE branch today. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender. NMLS number 420259.
1819 News.
Conflicting claims are
coming out of Birmingham when it comes to a data center project there. The AI cloud company known as Nebius says that economic incentives offered to them by the city were a key factor in them choosing the Oxmoor Valley to place the new data center. Birmingham Mayor Randall Woodfin told AL.com back in April that there were no tax incentives being offered by the city to Nebius for this data center placement. 1819 News reporter Daniel Taylor now writes this week that the Birmingham Industrial Development Board confirmed that Nebius was indeed given a 65% tax abatement for 30 years and an 80% tax abatement on construction-related transaction taxes. A spokesman for Nebius, John Sutter, confirmed the economic incentives were part of their decision-making process. The mayor's office and the Birmingham City Council members have not responded to emails from 1819 News about these contradicting statements. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Where I was living was not a great place to live anymore. I began to pray for a place to go, praying for all of these things that a 9-year-old would want. I wanted horses, big house with a bunch of people my age. I wanted parents. I wanted a mom and a dad. Before I even prayed it, the Lord had already answered my prayer with the Big Oak Ranch. Who would that 9-year-old be if she never came to the Big Oak Ranch? I would be trying to fight for survival instead of fighting to break a cycle.
Big Oak Ranch, a Christian home for children needing a chance.
The superintendent for the Dale County Schools has been named Alabama's Superintendent of the Year. Ben Baker was given the award by the State School Superintendent Association Conference, as well as State Superintendent Dr. Eric Mackey. The Dale County school system scored a record-breaking 95% on the 2025 state report card. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles, drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet Arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of healthcare you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back. Eddie likes this one.
Oh, dude, I could jam this one all day.
So, I'm just seeing a quick report here. Fully cooperated throughout the process, and that's a quote from Marsha Johnson, the former city councilwoman for District 3. She said, "Today marks the close of one chapter of my public service, but it does not mark the end of my commitment to the people of Montgomery. When questions arose regarding my residency, I fully cooperated it throughout the process and have acted in good faith. After thoughtful consideration, I have decided to allow the facts and the law to speak for themselves regarding the council's decision to declare the District 3 seat vacant," she added. "While this chapter has come to a close, my dedication to Montgomery remains unchanged. Candidate qualifying for the special election will begin June the 30th and remain open through July 14th, just in time for the July 4th holiday season. If anybody wants to jump in there from District 3. The special election for the District 3 seat will be held on September 1st. If no candidate receives the required number of votes, a runoff election will be held on October the 13th. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. I really, every time I've talked to, I don't know Marsha Johnson well, but every time I've talked to Marsha, I like Marsha. This is a person, but like, if you don't live in the district, you don't live in the district, man.
Right.
And it's like, and nobody even knew until that 1819 report came out.
It makes you wonder what else we don't know, right?
It's disturbing that, because you knew people in that legislature.
Sure, they knew people. Of course they did.
It's just, hey, you don't tell on me, I don't tell on you.
Well, I had Szymanski on this week. You missed him, but
I'm going to see.
But my final question to him: so, you live in your district?
Yeah, he does. I roll his house every Thursday. I TP his house.
You do. That's you.
Oh wait, say that out loud.
Oh, it's better than egg in his house.
Yeah, well, eggs. Price of eggs. Who can afford that anymore?
And also, it's nasty. Like that. Actually, you gotta clean that up.
Yeah,
you don't have to.
Somebody does.
Somebody's got to clean that up. Anyway.
So one of our listeners down in Mobile, Ryan King, just sent check out your text.
Yeah, I'm seeing.
He's like, I got you all set up in Try Vision there. You got a screen for each of us.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty nice, ain't it? Ryan, we appreciate you listening all the time, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Oh, that's
pretty high
that's
tech,
a lot of us.
That is a lot of us.
That's a lot of me.
So yeah, you're glorious.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you are.
Now, the guy who's heading towards glory is J.D. Vance. He seems that way, at least.
He's on a mission.
Like, something might knock him down. And I've always said the thing that can bring J.D. down is actually his strength. Like, he really is that smart, that gifted of a
but
communicator.
isn't that for all of us? Our greatest strength sometimes can be our
biggest
weakness.
Right? No, and I think in his case, he's somewhat, if you're so smart and you're good with your words, you're a smooth operator, somebody can kind of trick you to go a little heavy-handed.
Sure.
And be too cute by half. But this is the vice president. He was at the Richard Nixon Foundation.
Great.
The Nixon Presidential Library. And he's asked about Nixon's legacy. And, that has changed for, we're talking about
the greatest foreign policy president we've probably had in the 100
See, now my generation coming up, we were always told Nixon was the most awful person.
Right. No, that was the joke.
10th or 11th grade, then you did a little bit of research.
But this is another sign of the death of liberal boomerdom, because the joke was, I'm not a crook. Like, it's just, it was in the ether. Like, I grew up as a kid in the 90s, Nixon was the crook. It ran him out. And now people are reconsidering that legacy.
It's incredible.
Let's listen in to the vice president.
So we're here at the Nixon Library, and President Nixon was the consummate statesman. And just a few days ago, you completed a major peace negotiation. And just a few minutes ago, you paid respects at President Nixon's memorial site, where the epitaph on his marker reads, "The greatest honor history can bestow is the title of peacemaker." Was that the mentality that you embraced? Were you thinking of that sentiment as you were representing our country in Switzerland?
Well, first of all, just because you brought up Nixon, I got to say thank you to you and to Robert and to the entire Nixon Library folks. This is an amazing thing, and I'm very proud to be here. So thank you, not just for welcoming me, but for everything you do. So we were talking about this a little bit backstage, but I'm actually fascinated by Nixon as a character in history. I think that his historical legacy is enjoying a bit of a renaissance, but I think deservedly so. As I joked with Robert backstage, if Watergate happened tomorrow, it would be like a 12-hour news story. Like, the idea that it would have taken down a presidency is crazy. And by the way, if you look at the story of how the deep state took down Richard Nixon, it's not all that different from what the same groups of people, the same institutions tried to do to Donald Trump in the first Trump administration. There is a parallel. I also just, at a personal level, you know, okay, young senator, vice president, writes some best-selling books, is hated by the media. It kind of sounds like J.D. Vance. So I'm a little, you know, I've always liked Richard Nixon. But okay, one other thing about Richard Nixon that I think is fascinating is, okay, the two biggest historical electoral college landslides in American history are, of course, Ronald Reagan in 1984, Richard Nixon in 1972. Okay. What you may not know, and you know, some of my political data guys who are very into this have drilled into me, is that Nixon's coalition in 72, though if you look at the top line numbers, you would say, well, that's exactly what happened in 1984. It's much different. Nixon's coalition in 72 is actually durable and much more closely resembles the Trump coalition of 2024 than the Reagan coalition of 84. So what Reagan did in 84 is he ran up margins basically with white Americans, and of course, you know, he won a historical landslide, but the country's much less white today than it was in 1984. Nixon's coalition was unbelievably durable to the demographic change that we've seen in the United States of America. So this is a guy who Reagan could not have won his landslide in 2024. Richard Nixon maybe could have won his landslide in 2024. And I think that there's a very important political lesson in that for all of us in the Republican Party. He was actually like a political genius.
He was.
And I'm just fascinated by the guy's historical figure. So anyway, so very, very happy to be here. But okay. So it says that the greatest, the greatest honor history can bestow is to call someone a peacemaker. And I think, thank you. And you know, was I thinking about that quote when we were in Switzerland? No. Was I thinking about that sentiment? Absolutely. Because, you know, one of the other lessons of Richard Nixon is, it's not just that he got out of Vietnam, but that he got out of Vietnam from a position of strength, okay? It's one thing to tuck tail and run. It's another thing to clearly define an objective, to accomplish that objective, and then to ensure that you don't allow mission creep to transform a victory into a defeat. And one of the things I've seen with the President of the United States in the last few weeks, and frankly, some of the criticism that we've gotten even from our friends, is they're constantly trying to change the mission that Donald Trump set us up to achieve. And what did he say? He said at the outset, I want to destroy their conventional military, I want to eliminate their ability to project power, and I want to ensure that they never have a nuclear weapon ever, okay? And what I've seen is some people try to say, you know what, well, that's great, but you should have a different objective. And I think the reason why the president has been so successful is because he refuses to give in to that impulse. He says, we came what we set out to do. We created incredible diplomatic, economic, and military leverage. Let's use that leverage to go and accomplish an even bigger win for the American people. That's what he's asked us to do. It's not over yet, but so far so good.
That's great to hear.
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. Vance in a relaxed setting like that, I just think that guy's got quite a bright future.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see him compared to Rubio. Rubio was holding his own in the last
Two interesting quick stories on the Nixon administration. At the end, when he boarded the aircraft to get out of the White House, probably the closest guy that you would have for Dr. Strangelove puts his feet up on the desk. That's Henry Kissinger. And said, "I'm in charge now." And he lit a cigar. That's what the historians say.
Now, here's a moment because everybody's playing this Rubio Vance thing off each other. And so this is Rubio yesterday. I guess he's over in the Middle East trying to bring out peace on different fronts, in particular Israel,
He's
Lebanon.
in Israel, Lebanon.
But here is Rubio swatting down a fella trying to, well, you'll listen.
Fidelity about this
Let's just put a fine point on this question. How wide is the divide between you and the vice president?
On what issue?
On any issue.
This
but
administration,
Iran
let me tell you something.
particular.
Everyone here is aligned behind the President of the United States, every single one of us. The President of the United States makes the foreign policy of our country. And our job, we obviously give advice, we give counsel, we give opinions, but when the President of the United States is the one who is elected by the people of our country to conduct our foreign policy, the President makes these decisions, and all of us on his team, every single one of us works in lockstep very closely with one another to execute on the President's foreign policy. Everything we do is because the President's made a decision that it's going to be done. And one of the things I'm very proud of, I can't speak for every element of our government because I'm not involved in other aspects of our government, but one of the things that I'm the proudest of is that when it comes to foreign policy and national security, we have no drama, we have no games. We have a group of people that work very well together and closely to execute on the President's directives, which is why I think we've had good outcomes and good achievements, and we're going to continue to have good outcomes and good achievements. Everyone has an important role to play, and everyone is playing that role and doing it in a collaborative process. And I think that serves the President well, and I think that serves the country well.
Of course, two of them are you.
On the discussions with Iran, sir, as
Yeah, the reporter did. Oh, no, that guy's notorious in State Department circles.
Did you hear what he said, though? You hear what he said? You couldn't say this in the previous administrations of Obama and Biden. We all pull in the same direction, essentially, he's saying, and we're trying to serve, because USAID was completely counterintuitive to everything we were doing, and they're part of the State Department. So the State Department's been one of those fiefdoms I've talked about, Joey, they have broken it up, buddy. Broken it up.
Well, and again, the media, though, wants to create this rift, and Rubio keeps slapping it down. Here they try again.
diplomat, do you not want more of a direct role in these talks, which have been, until now, really led by the Vice President and
Well, I think like any, I think that's just a silly analysis. So the Vice President is the second-ranking person in our government. It just shows you how seriously we take that endeavor. And we have a team of people that do work. I mean, I'm here today because they were overseas last week. We all have a role to play in this regard. So, I mean, I'm here. I've been here for 3 days. This is a key component of that. So, but that, I think that's a really silly question. The Vice President of the United States, other than the President, is the second most powerful person in our government. The fact that he's directly involved in this tells you the importance that our administration has given to this topic. So I think it's a very positive thing that he's involved in it.
And it's just, but it's like
they love to dig.
Yeah,
and both Rubio and Vance are pretty disciplined about. No, we're not playing the stupid game.
They want to try to separate them.
And so now there's another bite at the apple. They're going to try to take Rubio against Rubio, past Rubio against current Rubio. Like, oh, I think we found a contradiction because you're kind of making peace with the Iranians, and aren't they still crazy, Marco?
You used to call them, you did. Yeah. You used to call them religious theocratic lunatics. Do you still believe that language applies to the leadership today?
Well, look, it's not that I believe it, it's the fact of the matter. I mean, the Iranian system is led by clerics, radical clerics. That's what it's always been led by, and that's what it continues to be led by. That said, we also have to manage the geopolitics of the situation. And then there's if they've changed their mindset, or if they've changed their approach to their relations with the United States and their neighbors, then we're going to give this thing a chance to work. Maybe this changed. I'm not saying it has. I'm saying the President wants to explore whether that's the case. And if it has, we're going to find out. But we're not going to find out because of what they say. We're going to find out because of what they do. Mm-hmm. We're going to judge them by their actions. And we'll test that proposition and see. And no one says it's going to be easy, because I think at the end, you know, we know that people that are still at the top levels of that government are people that adhere to the same theology and the same mentality as the people that have led it in the past. They've got some people in the political branches that seem more flexible and more willing to work with us. Those are the ones we're negotiating with.
We'll see. No, and it's, I don't know. I look at this top team, and they're pretty well put together and carry themselves well, and especially not allowing those wedges. Mm-hmm. And then that sort of
discount right from the get-go.
Absolutely.
I like that.
I think it's actually brilliant for long-term political success and just actual success, actually getting things done. 272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. And they're at Pest Pro. Ashley and that great team are ready to help you.
Yes, they are, Joey.
with any and all of your pest control needs.
Mm-hmm.
It could be you're just looking for a great local company that's been growing leaps and bounds, which shows they really know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And in fact, that's what's happened with Pest Pro Services since 2020?
Yep.
Started with like Ashley and Zach over there. And now it's a lot of folks.
A lot of folks over there. And one of the greatest things they can do is a lot of people, you bought your house that they kind of had pest control services in the past and they've kind of gone away and they didn't renew. And now they really don't know who to call because they're going to have they know they've got some problems. But you can call Ashley and them. They'll come out and give you an inspection. They'll inspect you for termites. They'll inspect for roaches. Right now, my best thing they got going is the mosquito protection.
Yeah.
Because we like hanging out in the backyard, not having to swat each other's mosquitoes off each other.
Now, what if you're attacked by like a swarm of wasps?
Well, that has happened to me multiple times, Joey. I usually cuss at the sky, but I make sure I call them back because I want them to come out and make sure that's not going to happen again. And even if we have that subterranean wasp in the ground, they'll kill them. They'll kill them, man.
They'll kill them.
Yeah.
They'll kill them good. They'll kill all those pests real good.
Real good.
Check out Pest Pro Services today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or just search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. When you want to know, call a pro, Pest Pro Services, and be sure to tell them that Joey and Eddie and Troy, those fellas on the radio, sent you. See who this is. You're on the air. Who's this?
It's Simpler Days.
Hey, Simpler Days.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, gentlemen, what effect do you think Barry Goldwater had on Nixon and Reagan's legacy?
I think Goldwater provided a little bit of backbone in showing that you could appeal to folks, even though he was almost too raw.
Yeah, populist.
Yeah.
Well, I think the Republicans needed, I think they needed somebody like Goldwater at that time, but, how he played into, the continuation of the Republican Party, I mean, it's just, I think history underestimates his effect sometimes. But anyway,
he was an outsider, though. Simpler Days. He was a proverbial thorn in the system side, if you think about it. So yeah, you're right.
Hey, talking about the good councilwoman, Emery Farmer made all of his police officers, and he would test them periodically. He would come to roll call, and he would ask where a certain council member lived. And we would all stand up there, sergeants, lieutenants, because we knew it was coming. And he would always catch a rookie, and you'd see him start to stumble. You'd see him start to shake. You'd see him start to, but he demanded you knew where those council members lived, so in case something happened, they needed service in the middle of the night. Maybe the city council could follow lead and pass an ordinance or some type of, that they have to know each other, where each other lives. Just something to think about.
Well, I appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Hey, bud.
It's just, it's never happened before. That's what Szymanski said to me. He's like, yeah, like we had to kind of go through this slow because it's never happened before.
That we know.
Like
of.
there had been ones that like had been vacated, like people die or stuff like that.
Sure.
But like,
and we're honest about it.
Well, he lied about dying.
The Democrat.
Well, I mean, the way Bobby usually sat there, he looked dead already.
Exactly.
All this talk about Tuberville gets taken out.
Yeah.
And then John Wall gets taken out.
Yeah.
Like, who are we the Republicans going to put in there? And I heard somebody say, like, Bob Riley the other day. And I'm like, and my contribution to this conversation is, given the governor we got, why don't we just exhume George Wallace, put his old bones up there, and I think it would work out just fine.
What's wrong with Big Jim Folsom? Hey. We're going to exhume somebody.
Hey.
We can go party with Big Jim.
Better be careful opening up his tomb.
Guaranteed there's a few fifths of whiskey in there with him.
What's wrong with that? The Romans sent off their
That's right.
Like that.
That's right.
Wine.
You know that story, of course, Troy. Was Big Jim Folsom.
What about it? I know who he is. I don't. There's so many.
He was
stories.
quite a legend.
Trying to set at one point, he publicly. This is a public statement. He goes, well, let me tell you, if you're trying to set a trap for Big Jim with whiskey and women, you're going to catch Big Jim every time.
That's right. I remember that. You told me that. Yeah.
No, and it's a perfect thing about this state. It's like we have the very prim and proper like you've always done the right things, the right contacts, you go to church all the time. Like you are a really outstanding stand-up citizen. And then you have this streak in Alabama politics. It's like, yeah, I ain't a saint. I ain't no Boy Scout. And they're honest about it and they wink about it.
Yeah.
There's that, it's not just Alabama, it's a Southern thing. And that's, in some ways, that's kind of gone by the wayside.
It is. It's the ones that appear to be clean on the outside, but they're just
that's a
tainted
whole
on the
other.
inside.
That's most politics.
I don't trust none
everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I just can't.
And it builds a weird trust if the guy's like, try to set a trap for whiskey women, catch me every time. It kind of go, I like that guy.
Well,
I don't think that's morally right, but he's at least being honest about it.
For the most part, every politician we've ever brought in here, I've really enjoyed. I enjoyed meeting them. I don't like their policies necessarily, but as a person, I really like them.
Well, and that's the thing with a lot of these
I get torn,
Right. You like most of them.
Like Katie, I love her to death, but some of the things she votes on,
you know,
not my fave. But I'm not gonna damn her for it. She's a human. She's not always gonna agree with what I want.
Mm-hmm.
But there were times I wish she did. But so be it.
There was that one time Tim James was going to fight us.
I love that, dude.
It's pretty good.
I really wanted Tim James as a governor now, so we
we
can poke at.
No, he was ready because he was like, "Yo, libertarians, you pot smoking."
He's gonna fight us right in here, man.
It was great.
I would have loved to.
That was great.
But no, it made me just like the guy even more.
Right, it just suddenly. Oh,
he's feisty.
Pot smoking hippies.
It's same with the mayor's brother when he comes in here.
Oh yeah.
You know, off air, I love that guy to death, man. We got more in common than not. But you put politics in there, and we can't stand each other.
Anyway, we got to hit a break.
All right.
We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist.
That's right, man.
And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA?
Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat.
MARGA?
Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again.
I see.
And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest,
the asset preservationist.
That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE.
And I understand that's a toll-free number.
Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again.
And you make these hats?
I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration.
And they say CPWABD.
Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude.
And as you said, there's a whole pile here.
Well, there wasn't much demand.
I can dig it. For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
For many homeowners, there's untapped reserves hiding in plain sight. It's not in the savings account. It's not in the stock market. It's right under your roof. Now more than ever, homeowners are sitting on record levels of home equity, and that equity belongs to you. It can be used to consolidate high-interest credit card debt, to pay expensive school tuition, to cover medical expenses, to invest in renovations, you name it, because that money is yours. This isn't about taking on unnecessary debt. It's about using an asset you already own to improve your financial position position and your quality of life. The key is understanding your options and choosing the strategy that fits your goals. Let's see what's possible with the equity in your home. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
Please be advised, you may want to stop eating the following foods immediately: broccoli, kale, bean sprouts, blueberries, quinoa, spinach.
Wait, what? I thought those were good for me.
Turns out, not for everyone, because what's healthy for one person can cause inflammation for another. And the only way to really know what your body needs is to listen to it.
Listen how?
That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to understand what's happening inside you right now. When your results come in, you'll learn exactly which foods to eat, which to avoid, and which supplements are right for you, all based on the world's largest RNA-based human biology database and thousands of clinical research studies. And many people who use Viome report more energy, better digestion, and a better mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing. Learn more at Viome.com/gut. V as in Victor, IOME.com/GUT. And use coupon code GUTHEALTH50 to save $50 off your purchase. Viome. Trust your gut.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Truckers, listen up. A $2,500 sign-on bonus only at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Work for a company that puts God and family first. 855-777-9785. Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Hi, everybody. Air conditioners will be working overtime over the next few days. Can't wait to see the power bill. High temperature today in the lower 90s, lots of sunshine. Heat index near 100. Muggy tonight, overnight low temperature down to about 73. Rain chances over the next few days, very low, not zero, but 20% or less each day. Saturday's high 93, 94 Sunday, 95 Monday, Tuesday. Heat index near the 105 danger range. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Trump policy meeting at the White House right now. I'm sure he'll be dropping some sort of clip out of that.
Some
There's
pearls
always
of
some
wisdom.
line.
Some pearls of wisdom.
There's always something with that guy. Now, going back to the vice president at the Nixon Library, this is more the personal side. And of course, the vice president's written a book called Communion, and it's about his faith. And he's telling here a little story about his grandma. Let's see how this lands.
A little bit emotional. When I think about it, she had this practice where she had a little notebook and she would say prayers and write her prayers down when she said them for each member of her family. And so you could actually see this almost as a diary of her conversations with God through the months or even through the years where, you know, she'd pray for my safety, or she'd pray for my strength, or she'd pray, you know, that something would go right in my sister's life. And you just realize that this was a woman who was constantly talking to God, despite the fact that her religion is what you might call unchurched. She loved the Lord. She believed in Jesus Christ. She also didn't go to church that often. And looking back, I think one of the things that I realized about my own faith is that I was attached to Christianity via my grandmother. She was the anchor. She was the person who taught me about God. She was the person who constantly was encouraging me to think about God. She was the person who was encouraging me to read the Bible and to pray. And because I didn't have a great church community myself, I would bounce around to various churches. Sometimes we'd go once a month, sometimes less than that. When my grandmother died, just a couple of months before I left for Iraq in 2005, I sort of lost my faith. And I think there was a sort of lesson in there for me, and I'm sure we'll talk about this, but I came back to my faith. And part of the thing I was trying to think through with this book is, why is it that kids who are raised in the faith fall away from it? And I think most of us in this audience are probably people of faith. We raise our children to be Christians. I take my kids to church every Sunday, even when they're misbehaving and they don't want to go. And I'm thinking to myself as I'm writing this book, what makes it take and what makes it not take? Why do some kids who are raised in the faith have this very, very strong connection to Christ, whereas some kids, it just doesn't ever really take root? And that's one of the things I was trying to think of. And, one of the answers I came up with myself is, while it's very important to have a parent or a grandparent or somebody who raises you in your faith, I think that if that's it, if your only connection to faith is a loved one rather than something deeper and broader, then your faith is always going to be at risk, like mine was when that person passes away. And so that is definitely like one of the things that I write about, and one of the things that motivated me to write the book in the first place.
Well, I think it's pretty endearing,
I think so too.
Listening, and he talks about it pretty well.
Shows his humility, his grace, actually.
Yeah, and I think about my own, and it's kind of a perfect interweaving of personal and institutional.
Yep.
And the encouragement and stuff. And in particular, I'm pretty sure my grandmother, my mom's been looking out for me.
Yeah.
And you know how it is with grandmothers, like when you're a little boy, like you hang out with grandma a good bit, or at least I did. But as you get in teenage years and college and stuff, like you see her at family functions and you love talking to her, but what does your dirty 20-something-year-old have to say to grandma?
Hey, Grandma, what's up?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Are you still with them whores? Yes,
Yeah,
Grandma,
right.
I'm still seeing the whores.
You smell like mothballs.
But, as you get, where I'm heading in terms of age, like you start to remember like all these seeds that are planted.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's a combination of, you need a place for those seeds to be planted, not just in your heart, but I think in a church that keeps a sort of tradition going. And that's one thing that's heartbreaking we talked about before, is there are a lot of folks who weren't unchurched like Vance's grandma. They are very much involved in their church, and yet that church they went to and a whole generation of people went to is now shuttered.
Yeah, we see that a lot.
And that's
I see
kind of
that a
smart.
lot.
Where you would hope, and I'm blessed in the sense that the church I went to as a kid, that my parents and grandparents took me to as a kid, still sits there.
Well, I hope that there's, like we've said since Charlie Kirk, there's been a bit of a rebound of people finding their faith again. So I'm hoping that continues on. I know I have some family that they have a church down in the Villages, and one of the first ones ever there. And they, they were called to come and do that, and they've had tremendous success where they're looking to grow for like a third time. They're trying to get a bigger place already.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there is a lot of people that have returned to the faith. But I do, as driving around in the realtor, I see a lot of old churches, some out in the rurals, but not all of them. Some of them are in town where they're just shut down, or it's become something else.
COVID shut down. They need to do a study on how many of the churches closed after COVID. I'm telling you, you go
That's a
where
good
I'm out
point.
in the rural part,
Yeah.
half of them are closed.
And that's it. A lot of them, I know, I think it was out near Tuskegee. We were at a listing one time, and there was a church next door, an older black church next door. We asked the lady there, what's the story with it? Because the vines were starting to grow up. It looked not old, but it just looked had been vacant. And she said that. She said COVID. She said that knocked out half the people in that church, and the other half have just kind of gone their own way.
Yes.
That's sad.
Because remember,
And it's a
lot of
community
these
church.
older churches, they don't have internet services.
Oh, right.
A lot of them just say folded.
Yeah.
They folded. They needed the tithing.
It is sad. And and I think about somebody like Vance's grandmother, just from the not just that clip, but snippets I've been hearing here or there. I need to get the book. It's only about 7 hours on audiobook, so it's a quick read. And want to get a little more of the details of where he's coming from. But I think about somebody like his grandmother, who was unchurched and a little foul mouthed and a little rough around the edges, but was always in constant prayer. And this will drive certain Catholics crazy. This will drive people that want the Catholics to mean what they say, who are not Catholic, crazy. But there used to be this old teaching of no salvation outside the church. Like if you leave, And, you know, you have
not
other
true.
denominations that can be that stringent too, that if you you're a Baptist and you become a Catholic, like,
Right.
oh my goodness, what's wrong with you? And there's this idea out there that, okay, I think in normal circumstances, there's a truth to that if you know the gospel, you know the teachings of the church, and you actively reject it, yeah, it's a big problem. But if you are living in a poor part of Ohio and you don't really know much better, but your heart is constantly in the right place where you're writing down prayers for your family, I suppose the way I would put it is, at the end of the day, God has set a church on earth and created a body of Christ for us to join, but he's also the one in charge of all this at the end of the day. I think sometimes even rightfully justified ecclesiastical authorities, it's a little much sometimes, and also a little egg-headed, to where I'm like, really, is somebody saved
That's
because they
man.
can spout the latest theology?
No. Come on. All you Calvinists out there, go away. So,
Hey.
listen. So this is a true story. He comes from
Kicking the ribs to John Calvin.
John Calvin. That's what's wrong with America. We got to beat ourselves up for feeling good about ourselves. Anyways, let's
do
get back
that.
to it. Let's go. I digress. That guy comes from the same stock I come from. Kentucky. His folks are all from Kentucky. Crab Orchard, Kentucky, Hazard, that area where I'm from. Let me say this. My mama, God rest her soul, devout, primitive Baptists, charismatic Baptists, and they handled snakes down in that
Snake
area.
handler.
No, I'm not joking now.
Yep.
Drink strychnine. I've heard the stories, but she anointed a prayer cloth, small piece of white cloth, and she would anoint it with olive oil, and she'd pray over it and give it to me, and I'd wear it in my uniform. And it burial and the cloth, man. Right
It's
there.
it's amazing.
So
No,
people
and-
can have faith. She was rough too. She
Oh,
was
yeah.
the wife of my moonshine and papa. So,
No, I think I would fear for my soul the way I was raised and all this stuff if I actively rejected the church.
absolutely. If you do that,
But then I love stories like in the old, or including the Old Testament, like the story of Jonah. Like, he's mad that God wants to offer the Ninevites, the
people,
Assyrians
of all
that have been
people.
conquering and killing and doing all sorts of stuff. He's mad that he wants to offer them print, and then he's mad they actually repent. But the point is, it's like, who are you?
Who are you? Yeah. Well,
It's like, well,
a lot of
they
that
aren't
today.
following the particular thing of the holy of the chosen folks. It's like, yeah, but who are you?
just like he asked, where were you at when I created the earth and heavens? I mean, there's so many episodes in the Bible where it's like, well, his ways aren't your ways.
And I think Vance, because my algorithm has become much more Catholic algo,
of course,
on X in particular. And a good friend of ours at dinner, Eddie, told me that, Joey, if you're tired of the politics proper, like politics about winning office and the way people normally think of politics, government, get ready for church politics. And man, I've discovered it. And I kind of, at this point in my life, maybe I'll harden into one point of view or the other, but right now I kind of roll my eyes at a lot of that stuff.
I hope so. Because I know a lot of churches growing up, my parents were very involved in the church. A lot of church politics drove people away. And as a young kid, I didn't get it at all. I just did, and I still don't really understand it. I thought we were all one in the eyes of God.
That's what Satan does. He tears apart
and
churches.
He really does. I've seen it happen. And over church politics, which I don't understand.
And it's not just the budget committee either.
Right, exactly.
It's like personality.
And Vance
Personality
is
clash.
kind of the perfect guy to talk about this at that level of politics. It's always a little like, because we've joked about it. Everybody running for office in Alabama is going to talk about Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
To some degree.
And
I
guns.
think the vast majority of them actually mean it. But because everybody says it, it means you're kind of like, well, like, it's not like I go to church with you on Sundays or whatever. But then when you get somebody like a Vance his story's complicated.
Yeah.
His family's complicated. And I think that reflects a broader America that's very complicated.
When you say complicated, it's very familiar to me. It's not.
It's very simple.
Well,
Actually, when you break
right.
it down, it's what we are.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah, yeah.
America right now, and especially in terms of our faith identity, is complicated. You could say broadly Christian, but like defining what that means as you head into further and further into the 21st century, it's going to be quite something to behold. And I think somebody like that, with that sort of platform, instead of coming at it like I was born and raised Baptist or cradle Catholic, like from the beginning and I never left,
Right.
And this is my point of view. There's something to be said about that. But to have a guy who's more like got a grandma who would write down every prayer, but then drop every F-bomb every other word, and like
it's Kentucky,
and his wife is not Christian and is from, has that Indian background, and yet he's praying for her and hoping for her, and they're raising their children in the faith. It's I think it's a story a lot of people relate to in one way or another, where it's not you don't get the easy cookie cutter way,
Right.
and it's
But that's more of an
It's a
American
good
tale than
testimony.
anything. You don't get the easy cookie cutter
It's a
way
good
if you're
testimony.
going to make it. Yeah.
It's going to be fascinating to watch. And by the way, I am keeping tabs on because both Rubio and Vance are Catholic. Like the amount of I thought
we're going to split the church.
I thought the Pope but I thought the Pope stuff would eventually die. No, there's going to be so much the media does with that, so much. Like they're going to go to, especially the Northeast, like where you have a lot of nominal Catholics. They're going to do so much.
You talk about the Easter and the Christmas Catholics?
Yeah, like it's going to be cultural. Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch. Like
Don't
the
split
games
the
they're going
church.
to play.
I'm worried about that now. I didn't realize we're going to have two Catholics here.
I ain't worried about the church.
Okay.
In that regard.
Church politics. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be Rubio and Vance that's split anything up.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, we got to hit this break.
All right.
Final segment, hopefully with Ray Bowles when we come back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
At Sweet Creek Farm Market in Pike Road, you'll find farm fresh, locally grown produce all season long. Alabama tomatoes, Hilton County peaches, sweet corn, squash, zucchini, cucumbers, peas, butter beans, farm fresh eggs, local meat, milk, and so much more. Many of the fruits and vegetables come straight from Sweet Creek Farm's own fields. Visit Sweet Creek Farm Market today, just south of Montgomery on Highway 231. Remember, buy fresh, buy local, buy Sweet Creek Farms.
Hi, this is Jeff Mallinson with Georgia Floors Direct, and I want to talk to you about Blue Water Broadcast and how they've helped my business spread the word. As every small business owner, I have to look at my advertising dollars carefully, and Blue Water Broadcast helps me get the most for every dollar I spend. I'm so glad to be a part of Blue Water Broadcasting and what they bring to Montgomery.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. See you bobbing your head over there, Eddie.
Nice catchy little 70s tune from Partridge Family.
No, this is like just a different version of the same one we've been in the show for a while. Yeah.
Well, here's an idea. Take some time, write new music. How about that?
Nah. Let's go to Ray Bowles of Prideful Carpet. How you doing, Ray?
What's up, Ray?
Man, I'm good. Hey, let me tell you what I did to Angie today.
Oh, boy.
Okay, this is really a question for Eddie. Eddie, do y'all ever at night say, or do it throughout the day, what do you want for dinner?
Oh, yeah. It's a constant
Don't you
annoying
hate that
question. Yes.
Yeah, and so Angie calls, she goes, hey, I'll pick dinner all week long. You don't pick dinner tonight. I said, well, you care what I pick? She said, I don't care. You just pick some. I said, great. Spam and rice. It's really nice.
How'd that work out, buddy?
She picked dinner.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of smart,
I'll
right?
give you that hint. Yeah, yeah. So next time your wife asks you, what do you want for dinner? And then she says, makes you pick, I'll read right off that. Just have it ready to go. Have it in the can. Spam and rice. It's really nice.
Very quick to have that done. A probably healthy meal. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So Sailor absolutely hates chicken pot pie, and I love chicken pot pie.
Chicken pot pie is good.
Homemade, Angie makes a killer
Oh, I love
homemade chicken pot pie.
Mm-hmm.
So when Sailor's home, we'll say, hey, what do you want? She's like, I don't care. You pick. And I say, chicken pot pie, and then she'll pick. I find the things they dislike the most in life, and that's what I pick, and then I'm off the hook.
Yes.
But hey, if you
Well, when
you're
my
off
wife
for a
sticks to
floor,
me
you
like
can't
that, I'll tell her, hey, let's get some turkey loaf, which is the grossest thing. It's like a meatloaf, but it's turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tasty, but it looks meatloaf that's turkey.
I love some meatloaf. I'm gonna have to try that turkey
loaf.
See, Angie
It's a
put
fro-
barbecue sauce on hers.
Yeah, it's frozen. It cooks like 4 hours. It's delicious. Just don't look at it. It's tasty though.
I'm gonna have to try that one day.
You won't be disappointed, I promise, Ray.
And Angie cooks such fabulous meals that I'm like, I can't pick. You pick. I'm busy. I'm thinking about all these floors that we're selling. We've got such great pricing. The store's wrapped up. I can't think about that in this. So, yeah, anytime I just got to yell something like spam and then move on.
Eventually they'll stop asking, right?
Eventually, yeah. I'll just get home and there's food for me like a magic trick. It's wonderful.
Long for those days.
Yeah, it's not bad. But if you need a floor, we're not going to tell you. We're going to help you all the way through. Make that decision so simple. We're going to make everything through the whole process simple. We're going to move the furniture. We're going to move the old flooring, haul it all off, put down the new stuff. It's not even in your front yard for your neighbors to look at.
Oh, nice.
And boom, you got a new floor. It all starts with a phone call, 285-8117.
Again, that's 285-8117. And be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio talking about meatloaf.
Yeah, spam and
loaf.
rice is really nice.
Spam and rice, baby.
Mm-hmm. Put some pineapple in there.
Be the king of the Philippines.
Yep, exactly.
Yes, absolutely. All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Ray. See you, brother.
No, it just dawned on me that I think if you were a cat,
yeah,
your name would properly be Meatloaf.
If I was a cat, do you think I'd be an overweight cat?
Yes.
I do too.
Yeah, you'd be one of those ones that's constantly hitting the bowl on the floor.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'd be letting them know. Which my cat has started that. Instead of hitting the bowl at 7:40 in the morning, she jumps onto my face and then runs off the bed. That's her way of saying, get up, fat boy, it's time to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a big fan of that. She's got claws.
No, I don't know. It just dawned on me that if you were a cat, your name would be Meatloaf.
That's funny. Meatloaf.
Anyway,
Don't let you meatloaf.
On that note, do we learn anything today? Anything at all?
I got some new, no, these are all my real estate stuff. Nope.
The Tunisian way.
Let
that sink in for a minute. Let that sink in for a minute.
I'm ready to talk.
Me too. I was like, I don't know. I'm a strong dude, but I think that'd break me right there.
All you had to do was just yell at me in Arabic and I'll talk. Like,
it wasn't the sewage. It was the pork.
Right. It was the pork.
See?
Now I'm so confused. You're going to give me bacon? I like that. Now I'm shutting my mouth. Give me more bacon. Anyway, y'all stay tuned. Happy hours next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodriguez says the earthquake death toll has surpassed 580 now, with close to 3,000 injured. Many Venezuelans are taking the search for missing loved ones into their own hands in the aftermath of the back-to-back quakes. Many of them complained today also they had not seen state rescue teams, despite authorities projecting an image of a robust government response. The U.S. says it's helping out using the U.S. State Department and the Pentagon working together to supply some funds for the recovery effort. The chief of the